One Shen really has it all, a shiny red ride that keeps everyone looking at him. Envy, standing 6 feet tall with the build of a Greek god, his looks are so insanely good that people cannot stop taking pictures of him. He is easily the wealthiest student on campus, with an incredible supercar and an even more stunning girlfriend right on his arm. This 11 out of 10 baddie has every other guy glaring daggers at him. He just started college and already landed the prettiest sophomore on campus, all thanks to his family's massive fortune. Every jealous guy wants him gone just for having life on easy mode. It simply proves that a bigger wallet always attracts the hottest girls. The guy essentially has a complete monopoly over all the prettiest girls in school. Every single freshman goddess is practically throwing themselves at him. Other girls watch him with pure envy while touching up their makeup, hoping to steal him away. Right now, this guy is absolutely on top of the world, but he has no idea things are about to crash harder than 2008. He just smiles, thinking to himself that life is great. Then, just like that, everything shatters. His luxurious, high-rolling lifestyle is completely flipped upside down by the end of junior year due to an unexpected accident. His family's 3 travel agencies go completely bankrupt, dragging him to rock bottom. With over ₦1 million in debt, desperate to escape his miserable new reality, he tries calling his friends to go hang out at an internet cafe, but his so-called buddies instantly switch up their attitude, proving to be even trashier than his current situation. They brutally tell him to beat it, claiming they were never actually that close anyway. Since he is no longer wealthy, they want nothing to do with him. Shen just stands on the rooftop, completely isolated for the first time ever. He used to be constantly surrounded by people, with some kissing his boots and others pretending to have his back. From being the ultimate wealthy playboy driving a Lamborghini, he is now just a broken guy whom nobody wants to associate with. Total hopelessness sets in as his parents and sister are forced to squeeze into a tiny 1-bedroom apartment. He has to return to the college dorms and face those same shallow parasites mocking him for losing his fortune. The luxurious life he took for granted is dead and buried. He cannot even afford a basic, decent existence now, but at least he still has his beautiful girlfriend to keep him going. Even without money, he believes his relationship will remain intact. Or so he thought. Right after losing his friends, he runs into his gold-digging OnlyFans model girlfriend, who says they cannot be together anymore. Suddenly, he is not her type, though let us be real, his wallet is what is no longer her type. Complete betrayal and shock wash over his face as he tries to hold her close. They have been together for 3 long years. How can she just drop a breakup bomb like this? Is she truly that heartless? Instead of showing any remorse, she tries to gaslight him, saying they are not some star-crossed lovers. It is just that their paths have diverged. Right on cue, a luxury BMW pulls up to pick her up. Before getting in, she casually tells Shen not to call her Ting anymore. It sounds way too old-fashioned, assuming they ever even cross paths again. This woman has the sheer audacity to dump him on the spot and hop straight into another man's luxury car. She belongs to the streets. She even has the nerve to say they should never see each other again, while he somehow manages to keep his composure. Shen actually helps her into the car like a complete gentleman. Leaning in close, he makes her intensely nervous, wondering if he is about to cause a massive scene. He simply whispers. He demands she hand over those designer bags she bought. If he cannot get that premium cake, she cannot keep those expensive bags either. This makes her absolutely furious, so she tries to gaslight him once more, telling him to save some dignity, now that he is broke. He is determined to get those bags back. She just smirks before things can get heated. Her brand new sugar daddy interrupts, completely unwelcome, calling her darling Ting and telling her to get in the car. The older man wants to go play next. He even dares to call Shen buddy, offering to give him a lift, but Shen cannot believe that, first of all, this uncle in his 40s is calling his ex-girlfriend Ting a cute nickname, and second of all, he is actually Offering to drive him around, the nasty old man says they are not in any rush. He claims they broke up fair and square, saying he just wants to see Shen get home safely. Honestly, Shen is right on the edge of crashing out. The old guy even offers to finish him off. As a dynamic courtesy, but instead of losing his mind, Shen does the unexpected and lines in closer. He calmly tells him that he is a good guy and appreciates the concern, but his own place is close. It is literally just a few steps away. Then, he tells the old man to take good care of Ting. Ting sits inside the car looking totally guilty, but the damage is already done. She has no idea what our boy is about to say. He just grins at the old guy. He tells him to take notes from a real pro, even listing the exact brand of protection she likes. He details what kind of stockings she prefers, making it painfully clear that she is nothing but used goods. No matter how fancy she dresses, this wealthy senior is merely getting his leftovers. This absolutely infuriates the wealthy scumbag, completely shattering whatever pride he had left. He ends up driving off into the night, desperately clinging to his bruised ego. Instead of showing off his new prize, he just got roasted in 3 dialects of pure violence. Shen stares up at the night sky, wondering if walking away without making a scene was the right call. Letting her keep those expensive handbags felt weird, even though her life is no longer his business. He honestly just hopes she lives a good life, and then it happens. It is almost as if the universe itself is moved by his pure heart. A glowing system screen appears. The screen states that everyone deserves their perfect dream life. Suddenly, he is dragged into the matrix. The interface initializes, loading up the official perfect life system right before his eyes. His personal stats pop up, making him wonder what kind of solo-leveling madness is actually happening. Is he just losing his mind after getting dumped? Well, guess what? It is completely real. The entire system is fully calibrated. The rules are actually pretty simple. If he spends money on a high-quality girl with an affinity score above 60, things get crazy. He gets triple his cash back. Yes, you heard that right, triple. The system is basically recruiting him to be a full-time sugar daddy, a literal fructose father. While Shen is completely losing his mind over this insane setup, his phone rings. It is an absolute 11 out of 10 beauty, with stunning curves walking right up to him. She is wearing a skirt that is incredibly short. She gently tells him that a real man should never crash out over a silly breakup because it is honestly no big deal. This is Counselor Leo. She steps right up to Shen after seeing everything unfold. She kindly reassures him that everything is going to get much better, but then Shen spots a strange 65 rating floating above her head. Too bad it is not a 69. But it will have to do, since she likes him, that must mean he can finally test the system on her to get rich. He tries to charm her. He tells her he is perfectly fine, quietly laughing to himself despite his situation. He is totally broke. Still, the guy has a serious talent for driving people wild. The counselor gives him a warm look, asking if he has considered applying for the scholarship. After all, tuition is impossible now, but Shen politely replies that a few thousand yen is no big deal for his family, even though they are drowning in debt. He says it should go to someone who actually needs it. This touch of selflessness deeply moves her. She drops the matter entirely. After chatting, she turns to leave, but wait, Shen realizes this is his chance. She is his golden ticket to a bigger wallet, so he tests the system out. He grabs her hand, thanking her warmly for looking after him over the last couple of days. He offers her a milk tea. Just like that, he gets her a can. His balance was 87 yen. He spends 6 on the tea, leaving him with only 81 yen left. He seriously needs to make this work, or it is instant noodles forever. Then, a miracle, the system actually updates. He instantly gets 18 yen back for the tea. The system really is working. Instantly, his eyes light up, truly shine. This is his ticket to the top. Get ready because things are about to get wild. As long as her affinity is above 60, he can spam her with gifts and get triple the cash back. he can even clear his family's massive debt if he plays this right. A genuine smile spreads across his face. Finally, things look bright, except for one tiny problem. Right now, he only has 99 yen. Spending that won't get him far. At all, paying his debts off would take years. He needs a shortcut. Get some real starting capital for this cash-generating side hustle. So after securing a business loan and pawning off his last piece of gold, he manages to scrape together 49,600 yen. Time to act. To her, he is just a poor student from a bankrupt family, struggling in a tiny apartment. If he expects her to accept a luxury gift, he must be smart. 1 hour later, every single tag has been ripped off that incredibly expensive designer bag he bought for 39,800 yen. He just needs to claim it is a cheap knockoff. She will easily accept it. He knocks on her door, hoping she is home. She answers wearing an outfit that looks straight out of a spicy drama. She is wearing a tiny apron that barely covers her curves, but Shen is focused entirely on his master plan. No distractions allowed. He swaps polite greetings, then immediately spins a very clever story since she has been looking out for him all this time. He simply wants to show his gratitude with this small token of appreciation. Seeing the designer bag, she gasps and insists she cannot possibly accept it. It looks far too expensive, and she was only doing her job anyway. But Shen assures her it is just a knockoff that cost 200 yen. Given his family's situation, how could he ever afford the real thing? He just wants to thank her properly. She hesitates, looking at the bag, worried that saying no might hurt his feelings and damage his confidence again. She wants to avoid causing him any distress, so she invites him inside. Because her dinner is cooking, she asks if he has eaten yet, offering him a seat. Looks like Shen is getting much more than he bargained for. He just smirks, looking like someone who got caught doing something highly questionable. As long as the professor is single, he can easily boost her affinity level. Plus, he will rack up a serious amount of cash on the side. His system window pops up, revealing a balance of 120,000 yen. The cash is rolling in fast. After that bag effortlessly tripled his initial investment. With 80,000 yen in pure profit, the heavy chains of poverty finally shatter. He feels unstoppable, basking in his youth, but his daydream is suddenly cut short. The professor walks in, bringing him back to reality by telling him to eat. Shen stares at her, completely distracted by how stunning she looks right now. Forget dinner, she is the real view here as she struggles with her apron. Playing the perfect gentleman, Shen steps up to help her tie it. But as he reaches around her, a very different kind of tension starts rising. Before things can get too hot, someone abruptly barges into the apartment. An angry voice demands to know what they are doing, and she is stunning too. Talk about good genetics. This newcomer is the professor's younger sister, Mang. Startled, Shen fumbles. He lets go of the apron strings. The professor stays completely calm, knowing they were not doing anything wrong. Smiling warmly, she introduces Mang, while Shen tries to offer a nervous greeting. He quickly claims he already ate and needs to head back to campus. The professor wonders why the sudden exit. Mang, however, immediately senses trouble. She flags him as a bad guy. She loudly warns her sister that Shen is trouble, but she gets immediately dismissed. The professor insists they share a strictly professional relationship and nothing more. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. Just wait until the truth comes out. Later on, Shen wanders aimlessly through a busy crowd, lost in his own thoughts. He wonders who to spend his money on next, since the professor is off limits. Suddenly, he bumps into someone. It is his roommate, Huang, whose hands are shaking like he is in deep shock. He looks absolutely devastated, like he just witnessed his entire world fall completely apart. As it turns out, his beloved goddess went to the cinema with another guy. Shen smiles awkwardly, knowing Huang has been hopelessly pinning after Fang. She is easily the prettiest sophomore in class, far out of Huang's league. With Huang's terrible luck, a relationship with her was always a fantasy. Huang nervously wonders why his friend is not teasing him about this yet. Shen looks past him, noticing two gorgeous girls walking by with bubble tea. Huang immediately perks up, clinging to a desperate shred of hope. Since they only went to a movie, he convinces himself he still has a shot. Honestly, the level of absolute delusion this guy is displaying right now is mind-blowing. Shen just smirks, watching his buddy completely lose all sense of self-respect. But he freezes when a score of 72 suddenly appears over her head. It turns out this stunning girl actually has a major crush on him. Shen overhears Fong and her friend gossiping about him as they walk past. They are whispering about how he recently got brutally dumped by Ting. While the friend talks trash, Fong looks at him with a strange, quiet longing. It turns out that during military training at the start of the semester, she was trying to get close to him, even offering to buy him a drink, but her friend keeps badmouthing him, claiming he has a terrible attitude just because his life was easy. But now that his family is ruined, she thinks his cocky attitude is all he has left. This judgmental girl has no clue that Shen holds the ultimate financial cheat code. While she continues to badmouth him, Shen is quietly figuring out his next moves. He wonders if he finally found the perfect person to invest his cash in. As she walks further away, her affinity rating keeps dropping lower and lower. It hits 69, the perfect number to act on, and Shen knows he must move. He grabs Huang, asking if it is fine for him to pursue Fang. Huang pulls a ridiculous face, well aware of the brutal reality of their situation. With his own average looks, continuing his lineage would take an actual miracle. Still, he is jealous, wondering if Shen still thinks he is a luxury car driving playboy. But he will allow it as long as she does not end up with Lin Feng. He does not care who she chooses. That is all Shen needs to hear before chasing Fang. He promises to give it an honest shot, catching up to her ready to sweep her off her feet. Her overprotective friend immediately shields her, demanding to know what he wants with Fang. Surprised by her sharp resistance, Shen quickly cooks up a smooth cover story. He claims he is booking a high-end restaurant and wants to invite Fang out. He asks if she is free tomorrow. Fang becomes an absolute blushing mess. She cannot believe the legendary Shen is actually asking her out for lunch. Her friend remains highly skeptical, questioning how he can afford a 5-star luxury meal. It costs over $1,000 per person, but Shen just smiles and shrugs. He suggests they go for a walk afterward so she can help him choose a sister's gift. He tells her to let him know by noon tomorrow if she is available. Keeping his cool, he walks away, leaving Huang completely stunned by his natural charisma. His friend stands there with his mouth wide open. Meanwhile, Fang is completely overwhelmed. She cannot believe Shen invited her to such a luxurious place right after their movie date. She asks her companion if she should accept the invite. Her friend quickly changes her tune. It turns out she loves free food and immediately praises the top-notch dining experience. She notes that while Shen is arrogant, he is incredibly handsome and charming. Meanwhile, Zhangpeng has nothing but his family inheritance. If Shen bounces back, he will succeed. He will easily find massive success. Surprisingly, she gives actually solid advice here. She points out that Fang has absolutely nothing to lose by attending. It is just dinner and a pleasant walk, with no strings attached. The next day, Fang arrives looking stunning in a crop top and pencil skirt. Shen is also dressed to impress in his absolute finest designer threads. The host serves a beautiful platter of sushi. Once they settle in, Fang speaks up. She mentions his family troubles, saying he did not have to spend so much. The poor girl has no idea this is actually a high-yield business transaction. Spending cash on her will trigger his system, bringing him massive financial returns. As she sits down, her incredible figure is fully on display through her tight skirt. Staring at her, Shen whispers that she is completely worth it before quickly looking away. It has been 2 whole months since he dated, so he tries to stay calm. Taking a sip of tea, Fang asks why he went out of his way for her. Shen replies smoothly, explaining that he always wanted to treat her to dinner. But the timing is just completely off. Instead of her affinity going up, it plummets right down to 66. Her eyebrow shoots up. Wondering why his move failed, did she want something else? He pivots fast, changing tactics to remind her of their old basic training days when she bought him a drink and they chatted on Snapchat for hours, realizing that she actually remembers that brief moment instantly brightens her mood, and her affinity points climb right back to 69, just the number she wanted. She tries to compose herself, remembering the days when he was quite the smooth talker. 40 minutes later, he is at the counter paying 3,000 yen. To Fang, that is literally her entire monthly rent and living budget. 3 grand on a single dinner. She cannot believe this guy. That instantly boosts her affinity to 73. She starts comparing him to Zenpang, who only took her to the cheap school cafeteria, even though he is supposedly loaded. It turns out being wealthy and having actual class are totally different things. Shen glances down and gets a 3 times cashback refund on the dinner bill. Plus, as her affinity goes up, his cashback multiplier doubles. Just like that, he gets 10,000 yen back. After spending only 3,000, seriously, where can I get a system like that? Fang is smiling now, absolutely loving this date. She starts wondering if it is just the cash talking, but she is definitely feeling closer to Shen. They head over to the mall for his sister's gift, where he runs into his ex-girlfriend and her aunt heading into a luxury bag boutique. The ex raises an eyebrow, completely shocked to see Shen here of all places. Should be long gone. Is on the verge of having a literal stroke. How are they even here, and how is Shen spending money at a boutique like this? This is supposed to be Un's turf. He remembers Shen as an exploited worker, struggling to buy bags just to win over Ting, yet here he is with a gorgeous date. Shen sees them near the shop and asks Fang if they should go elsewhere. Un takes this sudden detour as a clear sign of weakness and hesitation. He smugly tells Shen they should go inside and look together, because window shopping costs absolutely nothing. This arrogant jerk has no clue who he is messing with. Ultimate system backing him, a literal infinite money glitch, his fake redhead ex. Furious, wondering what Shen is doing here, acting like he owes her everything. Shen looks at them like pesky mosquitoes. He is just here to buy his sister a gift. Realizes he cannot match Shen in looks, so he decides to try and match him dollar for dollar. He sneers at Shen, telling him to go visit the toy store instead because of a big sale. He jokes that Shen might actually afford a toy car. Then Ting approaches Fang, trying to scare her away by claiming Shen is a liar. Shen steps up, placing himself right in front of Fang to ask when he ever lied. Tells him to shut his mouth instead of trying to play some rich kid. He starts lecturing him about how real men show class and spend on their women. They both know Shen's family is completely broke, so there is no point pretending. Rich Shen is furious. Disgust crawls deep in the pit of his stomach. He realizes these two pathetic losers are honestly just made for each other. But instead of letting the matter drop, the perfect life system has a different plan. It throws a time-limited quest at him. He has to spend cash on a target with 60 or more affinity, while also spiking the negative emotions of others. The system is basically ordering him to spoil this gorgeous girl and make his haters absolutely despise him even more than they already do. He is ready for this. Shen grins. Today, he is going to educate them in the fine art of absolute public embarrassment. He turns to Fang, leading her straight into the boutique. While promising they are just going to browse, immediately the retail staff start gossiping about him. He was once a regular, but now they see him as a bankrupt kid, trying to act big by showing off a stunning girl on his arm. One snobbish sales rep tells her coworker to deal with him instead of her. She treats him like a king, hilarious for a guy built like a Discord mod. but in tries playing in the big leagues, staring at the bag in panic. Suddenly, the sales rep rushes over, telling her coworker to go deal with Shen. The coworker grumbles, why does she always get stuck with the broke customers? While she gets the cheap buyers, the rep happily shows in several luxury bags. She displays several bags, along with a mountain of matching accessories. Together, they cost 100,000 yen. The accessories look incredibly cheap. Shen looks at Fang, don't worry about the price tag. The bag is youthful and pretty, but their rep casually names her price. That one is 50,000 yen, still pretty steep for a normal buy. Hearing that tag gives in a crisis. He only wanted to spend 20,000. Spending 100,000 yen is way too much for a girl like Ting. Still, she sweet-talks him, trying to force a flex in front of Shen. But In is absolutely not ready to drop that kind of cash. Shen just smirks, telling the clerk that he will take both items. Seeing the sheer shock on En and Ting's faces is absolutely priceless. Fang covers her mouth in disbelief. The other sales rep silently regrets her life. She ignored Shen. Now she watches the broke guy buy out the store. He is purchasing everything without a single second thought. The total comes to 130,000 yen, which feels like fate. That is the exact amount left on his card after his recent food refund. Shen calmly smiles, slides his card across, and tells her to ring it up. Talk about an absolute karma win for that incredibly lucky sales rep. She never expected Shen to be this generous, leaving everyone in pure silence. But Ting has the sheer audacity to ask how he can afford this. She is clearly bitter that she traded this handsome guy for En. Desperate to cope and claims that Shen must have taken a massive loan. Shen just smiles, thoroughly enjoying the sight of them losing their minds. He tells them to think whatever they want, reminding En that he is fine. Then he challenges En to buy Ting a bag, since it only costs pocket change. It is only 20,000 yen, but En looks ready to have a stroke. Shen keeps pressuring him. A guy with a luxury Audi should easily pay. This greedy girl immediately turns to her sugar daddy, demanding he show his power. She begs him to flex his wealth and put Shen back in his place. But get this, her high-rolling boyfriend actually took a massive loan for that car. To save his crumbling dignity, he pulls out his phone and pretends to make a call. He yells into the receiver, making sure everyone hears him talk about a massive project. He claims no project starts without his word, desperately trying to look busy. He then tells Shen to watch his back before dragging his girlfriend away. Shen watches them storm off, wondering if it is even worth his time anymore. He sighs, turning back to Fang and offering her the beautiful luxury bag. Fang stammeringly protests that it is too expensive, but he just smiles. He tells her it is just a bag and a small apology for her trouble. Fang hesitantly takes the gift, and Shen flashes her a warm smile. He tells her not to thank him yet, since this is only the beginning. He hands her the second designer bag, admitting he isn't quite sure if his sister will even like it. But at least this way, she gets a gift that he actually put some thought into. Actually, his sister would probably kill him for buying something so outrageously expensive. Especially since they are supposed to be completely broke, Fang looks away nervously. She insists she cannot accept something so pricey, but Shen smoothly seals the deal. He plays the ultimate nice guy, gently telling her not to worry about it. They have plenty of time ahead to plan their future, and rejection would make him feel terrible. He successfully wraps up his tasks, immediately triggering a massive cash reward. 790,000 yen lands in his bank account, and the system confirms his success. His wallet is growing fatter by the second. Shen smiles and leans in. Staring deep into her eyes, he realizes that Fang is his literal personal money tree. He just needs to treat her right and keep her affinity score above 60. Activating his charisma, he softly suggests they head back, since it is getting pretty late. He is fighting off some serious inner demons to keep from suggesting a hotel instead. Fang blushes deeply, raising an eyebrow but going along with him anyway. Meanwhile, back at the dorms, a wealthy kid in designer silk pajamas is enjoying some major hype. His loud lackey keeps boasting that he is on a completely different level than Shen. They keep boosting their master's ego, endlessly looking down on Shen. They even laughingly suggest they should host a massive celebration for Zhangpeng's quick victory. Shen completely ignores their noise, walking back into his room to find his roommate raging. The guy is screaming about Zhangpeng's endless bragging. Apparently, he took the prettiest girl out. They went to some late-night movie, and everyone is assuming the absolute worst. This clueless roommate has zero idea that Shen just took the actual class goddess out. He bought her luxury bags, treated her like royalty, and drove her back safely. Shen smiles. He quietly notes that Zhangpeng's glory days are officially coming to an end. His roommate just stares at him like he is a delusional broke loser in denial. Doesn't he realize he isn't that poor kid anymore? Besides, Fang rejected his invitation today. So as far as everyone is concerned, she is definitely choosing Zhangpeng over him. Shen doesn't even bother correcting his roommate's incredibly stupid assumptions. He simply checks his banking application, letting out a massive sigh of relief. With more cash than ever, he decides it is finally time to visit his family. Arriving home, he spots his greedy, distant uncle lounging comfortably on their couch. Shen's father quickly tells him to head inside his room, wanting to shield him. The father is trying to negotiate with this toxic uncle for a bit more time. They need to pay back a loan, and Shen listens with a very heavy heart. The uncle acts incredibly arrogant, demanding the full payment right this second. Shen's mother angrily snaps, reminding him who lent him 300,000 yen first. Back when he wanted to start his business, she helped, and now he is demanding 200,000. He is pressuring them endlessly. Shen's father nervously begs his wife to stop. He is terrified of making things difficult, but she absolutely refuses to back down. She knows the truth after talking to his wife. He has no urgent expenses. It looks like Shen has one of those classic, good-for-nothing relatives. An uncle whose entire purpose in life is creating endless, toxic family drama. The uncle smugly replies that paying debts is just part of being family. He drops a thin threat, making Shen's mother explode in absolute fury. He threatened to get violent, but Shen's father tries his best to calm his wife down. They resort to checking if they have any piece of gold jewelry left to sell. Suddenly, Shen's system boots up, no debt allowed in a perfect life. He gets a limited time to completely wipe out his family's crushing debt. Better yet, every single coin he spends to clear this tab will be returned doubled. If he uses 200,000 yen to clear this, he gets a 1,000,000 yen bonus. That bonus is specifically for a luxury car. Shen stares at the screen, shocked. What did he do to deserve this? But then, a sly grin creeps up. This is the absolute perfect moment for him to get payback and show his worth. He will be spending godly system money while his parents stare at their gold. Shen stands right outside the door, his hand trembling heavily as he listens to their desperation. They are preparing to sell off their final keepsakes, then it suddenly hits him. He notices 2 gold rings are completely missing, back when he was a useless brat. Shen actually stole and sold those exact rings to buy Ting a flashy handbag. Feeling absolutely ashamed of his past trash behavior, he bursts into the room. He loudly declares that he has the money. They stare like he has completely lost his mind. His parents snap at him, saying this is absolutely not the time for jokes. They tell him to save his pocket money for school lunches instead of acting stupid. Flushed with embarrassment, Shen transfers 200,000 yen directly to his mother's account. Both of his parents gasp in total shock, demanding to know where he got that money. Obviously, he cannot just tell them a magical system is funding his entire life. Instead, he lies, saying he made a smart move trading a little cryptocurrency. At least cashing out on crypto sounds believable. His parents are proud and incredibly relieved. They call him incredible for saving them from such a terrible, tight spot. Without wasting a second, they hand the cash straight over to their greedy, fat uncle. Now that he has his money, they tell him to go crawl into a grave and die. They should never cross paths again. The uncle nervously shifts under their cold glares. Shen's mother looks at him as if he were the absolute epitome of human trash. Disgusting, revolting, and balding, she barks at him to get out of her sight. The uncle gets kicked out, utterly baffled by how they paid it off so easily. Even though Shen's dad once had 100 million yen, he expected them to struggle. He violently slaps his own face, wondering why he completely ruined their future relationship. Well, no kidding, genius. Did he really expect a warm welcome after extorting his cousin? Right on cue, the system window pops up to reward Shen handsomely. His reward for clearing the debt is a whopping 2 million yen in his account. Sitting pretty with 2 million yen in his account, Shen can only grin. Even without the luxury car package, his personal net worth has easily crossed 1 million. He never expected to walk away with such a massive profit today. Truth be told, he would have helped his parents even without a system side quest. But now he must use this capital to generate even more wealth. He smiles warmly at his parents, offering them another 200,000 yen on top. His mother quickly cuts him off before he can even finish the offer. She insists he save it for his future, but his father looks away, deeply embarrassed. He clears his throat nervously and asks his son with a heavy heart. Asking for 50,000 yen, Shen just smiles, finding it incredibly familiar. He asks his father for money the exact same way, blushing and coughing into his hand. Looks like the apple really doesn't fall far from the tree. Later, he runs into his teacher, who looks like an absolute snack. Forget about those class goddesses like Ting. All Shen needs is a private session with this baddie. He leans in closer, asking if she is free tonight to join him for dinner. After all, he has to return the favor, but then a pair of eyes glare from the shadows. It turns out Mang is highly protective of her sister. One look from her fiery eyes is more than enough to scare him off. He immediately runs away, claiming he just remembered some urgent business, postponing their dinner for another day. Mang angrily warns her sister that this guy clearly has bad intentions, but she doesn't realize that our boy just wants to shower his gorgeous professor with expensive gifts, treat her like royalty, and maybe book a very private study session. The professor insists it is just a friendly dinner. Shen, on the other hand, is left gaping like a fish. The whole interaction was way too hot to handle. Back when he used to drive a Lamborghini with his ex-girlfriend Ting by his side, they shared plenty of good times in the back seat. He wonders if those golden days will return now that he finally has the cash to buy a car. He texts Fang, asking if she is free to go car shopping tomorrow. Fang eagerly agrees, and her friend immediately hypes her up about picking out cars together. They might as well get married. Fang blushes and tells her friend to stop talking like that, but her friend keeps teasing her over and over, insisting that she has scored a rich, handsome boyfriend at the luxury car dealership. A salesman approaches them. It turns out this guy is actually one of Fang's simps. Shen introduces himself as her classmate, making the jealous salesman wonder which car he wants. Shen immediately points toward the brand new BMW. The guy cannot believe this kid in a basic t-shirt and slacks is shopping for a BMW, but reluctantly leads him over to a 600,000 yen model. He seriously doubts Shen can afford it. Looking at Fang, the salesman immediately daydreams about a wild scenario of her washing the vehicle while posing suggestively. This guy is so lost in the sauce that he actually has to cover his pants to hide his excitement. He even starts hyping himself up, bragging that he is an elite salesman, earning 10,000 yen a month while driving a 200,000 yen Accord. He genuinely believes Fang will choose him over Shen because he is the more realistic option, so he hands them off to another salesgirl. Coffee later, but Fang looks away like he has the plague, apologizing because she has other plans. Shen ignores her excuse and demands a test drive from the salesman. This completely sets off the salesman, who still cannot believe this kid can actually afford it. He makes a lazy excuse about the boss being out for the day. Shen knows there is a shiny M9 model parked right outside the front entrance. All this talk about not having a test drive is a flat-out lie, he demands. To speak with a different sales representative, right on cue. A gorgeous girl named Chen steps up. Honestly, she looks wildly familiar. Probably from one of those late-night videos before my dad walked in with a belt. Shen's jaw drops in pure shock. Meanwhile, another salesman asks Yang why he let Chen take over what could be a massive sale, but Yang still refuses to believe Shen has any real money. He thinks the kid is just trying to show. The arrogant salesman tells her not to regret wasting her time, but trust me. He has absolutely no idea what a massive commission he just threw away. Speaking of the sale, Chen excitedly goes over all the impressive specs of this luxury ride, but Shen is completely distracted by her massive assets, which show off some wild physics during the test drive. Her body alone could give Fang a run for her money. Plus, we all know those rumors about wealthy clients and sales girls testing out the durability of the back seat. His mind immediately dives straight into the gutter, imagining this gorgeous baddie riding in his lap while he signs the papers on her thigh. Thankfully, Chen snaps him out of his daydream, asking if he is familiar with the model and his budget. He simply asks if they have any models ready for purchase today. This completely shocks Chen. How can a young guy like him buy a car like this? Without even thinking about it for a few days, our main man successfully starts to reel this gorgeous girl in. After all, a fatter wallet always attracts a hotter babe. He really pulled it off. She still can't believe Yang gave up on him so easily. The schedule, and it turns out he can get his car in about 1 week. Shen tells her to place the order immediately. We're talking 600,000 yen, and he's buying it without any hesitation. She does a double take, explaining that he'll only need to pay a 50,000 yen deposit to confirm the order, as she prepares to finish the contract. Yang teases her, wondering what Shen's real intentions are. Without wasting any time on his comments, she whispers that he actually bought it. The whole office freezes in absolute shock. Yang still tries to play it cool, saying Shen will probably back off once the actual payment is about to be made. Someone else says it's normal for young guys to bite off more than they can chew. After all, they've never seen this car go to a young guy. Chen pauses the paperwork and announces that Shen just bought it and plans to pay entirely in cash. This makes everyone freeze up all over again. Another salesman calls Yang an idiot for wasting such an important client. Chen immediately turns to Shen, telling him that if he ever has any issues in the future, he shouldn't hesitate to contact her. She even plans to give him a ride to wherever he wants to go next. Seeing her being way too friendly towards Shen, Fang immediately gets jealous and announces that they'll just take a taxi. Chen realizes she was being too friendly and ended up annoying Shen's partner. Later, as they walk, Shen wonders about the man. Shen wonders if they should grab some food, but notices Fang acting pretty distant. Is she jealous? Seeing her pout, he knows he was right. He desperately tries to explain that the other girl is just a salesperson, strictly professional. Just business, nothing more, and you already know he is lying through his teeth. If so, what was that wild fantasy back in the car? Fang nervously wonders. It really looked like they shared a deeply intimate moment, so Shen just looks away. He claims he only watched her out of habit, promising not to do it again. Without a title, she is acting completely jealous. Maybe his crazy spending habits just attract way too many women. She quietly wonders if there is a way to lock Shen down exclusively. Her goal is keeping him all to herself, while Shen promises it won't happen again. But deep down, he knows it is absolutely happening again. Fang innocently points out that he bought her bags just yesterday. Even with expectations, she still feels incredibly bad letting Shen spend this much on her. What if he thinks she is a gold digger? Shen just smiles. Honestly, he wants her to be a total gold digger because more spending means more earning. Later at a restaurant, Shen wonders if she wants a hot or cold drink. Fang immediately overanalyzes, wondering if he is checking her cycle. Hoping to avoid any awkward questions, she tactfully decides to go with a cold drink. Shen wonders why she is acting so weird, her face completely flushed red. He also remembers that the last time he got lucky was with Ting 2 months ago. Safe to say, he really needs a release right about now. 3 hours later, they leave the mall with Fang at 81 affinity points. After all, he just dropped 80,000 yen on a brand new watch, bag, and bracelet. You can't even blame her. This insane spending spree puts Fang into a total existential crisis. She constantly worries that Shen is way too good for her, completely unaware of his real secret. He just got his money tripled back, even after buying that car. With 1.6 million yen left in his pocket, it is time to make his move. He casually suggests that they should not go back to the dorms tonight, and Fang laughs. Soon they are in a grand hotel room. Shen is in the shower, while Fang lies on her stomach, staring nervously at her phone. She needs a solid, believable excuse to tell her roommate not to wait up tonight. Shen steps out with nothing but a towel wrapped around his waist. After all, he spent way too much money to let her get cold feet at this point. She texts her friend that she is visiting a relative. Shen lines in. Whispering that she has not showered yet, Shen just laughs and says it is fine. They lean close and embrace, each gentle touch unlocking a brand new area on her map. She whispers to be gentle, but he has not touched grass in 2 months. Half an hour later, Shen lies there completely drained and hollow-cheeked. He is totally exhausted with bags under his eyes, while Fang grins like a kid on Christmas. 30 minutes of action and he is already this weak, totally out of shape. But before he can even catch his breath, Fang crawls right back over him like a beast. Like she is scaling Mount Everest, she insists they go for round 2. Shen begs for a quick break to recover, but she is definitely not taking no for an answer. He can only smile, realizing that the system is really working its magic. He is practically getting handouts just for breathing now, but with all this cash. He really ought to clear that 52,000 yen debt from his first investment. Plus there is the 100,000 yen he still owes his old friend John. Of all the fake friends he cut off after going broke, John helped without a second thought. He helped when Shen needed it most, but as he remembers his absolute ride-or-die bro. His roommate suddenly pops up, demanding to know where the heck he spent the night. Shen never made it back to the dorm, and apparently there is a class dinner tonight. But Shen couldn't care less about these rich wannabes, and he definitely won't tell him that he spent the night eating premium cake and hooking up with the campus goddess. Now the class group chat is flooded with everyone shamelessly me-triding. Jinfang kissing his feet over his new 280,000 yen car. This dinner is literally just a competition to see who can flatter Jinfang the hardest. Shen finds it hilarious that this little show-off is so proud of such a cheap ride. So he is definitely skipping the bootlicking party. Right then, John sends him a text, saying it has been far too long. He wants to grab some drinks and dinner tonight, hoping to clear their minds of all the recent stress. The system window pops up, offering Shen an incredible chance to invest his cash in a business for a double return, granting him 1 million yen. As an exclusive investment fund, Shen grins, realizing he can finally set up a second stream of passive income. After all, who knows how long this system will actually carry him. He decides to put the money into Jay's bar because it is currently under renovation, plus he can have some fun there. He texts John to send the location. Meanwhile, inside a private luxury lounge, the wealthy elite have already gathered. A greasy-haired guy has a solid 8 out of 10 girl. Wrapped around his arm, this is Lin Guangyao. Next to him, a sharp businessman grins, wondering why they are waiting when the main crowd has already arrived. This is Zai, a guy looking like he is about to drop a new mixtape. He says the VIPs are present, so they should start the show. This is Zyro. John simply smiles, telling his impatient friends to calm down. They should enjoy the snacks on the table while waiting for Shen to arrive. Honestly, John seems like the only decent guy in this entire group of snobs. Lin sneers, wondering why they invited Shen when he is completely flat broke now. And kicked out of their rich circle, John quickly reminds him that since he is paying for the entire night, Lin should stop whining about who is coming. All he needs to do is eat, drink, and shut up, because Shen is his brother. For life, regardless of his bank account, realizing John is serious, Lin shuts up. Meanwhile, his date whispers that it is wrong for him to keep touching her. Especially since they broke up. Across the room, Lin wonders when the businessman's girlfriend will show up. Zai just smiles, saying she is stuck in traffic and should arrive in 10 minutes. Lin grunts in annoyance. Although this guy acts like a big shot, his family is actually dependent on him. And by some insane stroke of luck, he pulled an absolute 10 out of 10. Stunning girl with an amazing body, she is the ultimate dream girl for corporate guys. Lin can only wonder if he will ever land a girl like that. Right. In the middle of their gossiping, Shen walks in wearing a ripped shirt and dirty jeans. He wears a cheap vest, looking like he has lived on the streets for 10 years. Shen apologizes for the delay, but John does not even care about his clothes. He greets him warmly. Chanel chimes in, explaining that they got stuck in terrible traffic. On the way in, their driver probably took a massive detour just to get here. John only laughs, joking about how some drivers have zero ethics. Lin, however, is absolutely loving how miserable Shen looks right now. The guy who used to drive fast sports cars is now relying on budget rides. What a joke. Lin does not know. Just bought a $700,000 car. $1 million is basically pocket change to him now. Lin even mocks him, saying that while they all had to drive, Shen already has a personal chauffeur. Just then, the businessman's girlfriend arrives, and it turns out to be Chen, looking stunning in a revealing low-cut blouse that barely hides her assets. She apologizes for being late, and her boyfriend just smiles as he introduces everyone to Chen, who works as a top salesperson at a local dealership. He secretly feels incredibly superior to everyone around him. Simply because he has the finest girl in the room, Chen looks at Shen dressed in rags, utterly confused about why he is here after buying that luxury M9 yesterday. It turns out she has beauty and brains. Chen decides to pretend she does not know Shen since he did not greet her first. 40 minutes later, John announces to the group that he is upgrading his bar and funding the renovation. Since they are his closest friends, he wants them to invest and succeed with him. He makes his pitch, asking them to come on board by contributing 700,000 yen in exchange for a 30% share. He nervously scans the room, only to find that every single person is avoiding his eyes. Lin wonders why John is looking for investments here when his wealthy father is worth tens of millions of dollars. He figures it is because of John's terrible track record. The businessman also shifts uncomfortably, knowing he would have to save for 2 years to gather 700,000 yen. The rapper sucks a candy, wondering why John is bringing up investments when they only showed up for free food. Every single one of these freeloaders looks away. John slowly realizes that these people only care about him for the free drinks. He finally gets the picture. Every single one of these freeloaders is just waiting for him to buy their dinner and refill their glasses. When it is time to support him, they are about as useful as a limp fish flopping on the floor. He nervously swirls his wine glass, quietly asking if anyone has the decency to speak up. Lin breaks the awkward silence, telling John that if he is short on cash, he should just take out a loan. He says they can all chip in to help him open, and John can just pay them back whenever. The businessman quickly agrees, saying that mixing friendship with business partners is never a good idea. The wannabe rapper glares at the businessman, quickly making up another excuse to avoid investing. completely unwilling to lift a single finger to help. They are nothing but a bunch of fake friends hyping each other up. Some of them even look annoyed that Lin suggested lending John any cash at all. John closes his eyes in pure frustration. He genuinely wanted them all to succeed together. But he completely overestimated their loyalty. He was offering a real partnership, inviting them to build something great, and yet they treat him like charity. Lin smoothly spins this whole awkward situation into a desperate play for a loan. He claims he is not here to borrow cash. Instead, Lin smiles, saying partnerships make no sense, just keep drinking and having fun. Honestly, only Shen is the realest person here. He saw their true colors firsthand, right after his family went bankrupt. These people are parasites, just draining their own family's money. A dejected John walks out. Suddenly, Shen offers to lend him the 700,000 yen. The room goes silent. Lin bursts out laughing uncontrollably, telling Shen to stop joking since everyone knows his actual situation. They know he has been struggling just to survive every single day. The brainless rapper tells Shen to go wash his face in the bathroom. He claims the guy is living in a massive delusion. Even the businessman acts superior, claiming he has more experience. Little does he know that savings are just pocket change to Shen. Lin grabs the mic, mockingly offering taxi money. Only Chen knows the reality here, wondering why they are being so disgusting. She cannot believe they are trash-talking a guy who bought a car instantly. Although she desperately wants to speak up for him, she cannot. There must be a specific reason why Shen is hiding his wealth. She feels conflicted. Shen looks at John, saying the money is sent. And right on cue, the transfer confirmation pops up on the screen. Shen watches John struggle to breathe. John shoves the screen at Lin, who looks like a coughing baby up against a literal hydrogen bomb. Lin desperately counts the zeros over and over again, while Chen wonders what changed. She looks up at Shen, leaning in to give him a distracting view of her assets. Meanwhile, Lin stands there totally shocked and humiliated. One of his toxic friends asks what the message says. Lin nervously stammers that he has some urgent business and has to leave right away. His brainless cousin wonders what is happening and why he is going. Lin tries to bail his cousin out too, claiming their aunt and uncle need him. The blockhead cousin wonders why his phone never rang. Lin grits his teeth because his cousin is about as bright as a broken bulb. Now that Shen has shown what a true friend is, they cannot save face. He also bitterly wonders why Shen took an Uber just to steal the spotlight. The fake rapper catches a glimpse of the transfer and immediately runs away. Two, claiming he has urgent things to handle, one after another, all of these fake friends see the screen and slip away until only Chen and the businessman remain. The businessman wonders why everyone is suddenly acting so strange. Chen whispers that they are leaving next. He wonders how she knew about the cash transfer without even checking the phone. She did not even see the text. She angrily explains that Shen bought an M9 yesterday in cash. This shocks the businessman so much that he grabs her hand, asking why she did not tell him the moment she entered. If they cannot get close next time, his voice trails off as Chen angrily slaps his hand away, walking off, dumping him on the spot and leaving him wondering what to do. Today, she finally realized what a total piece of garbage he is, deciding they should never speak ever again. Just like that, the guy loses his pride and his girl in one night. John leans in closer to Shen, saying if he knew his friend was such a big shot, he wouldn't have spent so much cash on this meeting. Shen just pours a drink, knowing these guys cannot be trusted. Then he asks John to explain his business ideas and what he wants for the bar. After talking for a full 30 minutes about the plans, John is stunned by his partner's brilliant business mind. Since they are both incredibly busy, they realize they need to find a reliable manager to handle the renovations. Within the hour, Shen hits up Chen, asking her to grab lunch because he has a few Questions about his new car. Chen wonders what is going on as she is right in the middle of her night routine. It takes work to look this gorgeous. Shen just smiles. Right now, he only has one money tree, so he needs another beauty to pamper. Besides, Chen has the absolute best body he has ever seen in his 26 years. Spending cash on her is totally worth it. The next day, Chen sits there with the buttons on her tight shirt, fighting for dear life to hold back, her tiny skirt barely covering her at all, showing off her incredibly stunning legs. No wonder she is the top salesperson here. Chubby older man stares at her, wondering why she is outside in her store uniform. This balding creep decides to hit on her because he never got the chance before. He is the boss of the car dealership where she works. He tells his staff to clear out and do whatever they want. The other employees leave, wondering if Chen will really date Mr. Shang. Even though the guy has a forehead bigger than a house, they cannot imagine her dating someone twice her age with 3 times her waist size. While they gossip about Chen and her potential new partner, the businessman arrives and overhears them talking. Meanwhile, the chubby manager tries to pick her up with a classic "Do you come here often?" line, asking to join her. She politely explains she is waiting for a friend, but the heavy manager takes it as her playing hard to get. He reminds Chen that he is her boss, and it does not matter if she is meeting someone else, insisting they eat together. Chen looks at this repulsive, overweight man and tells him to keep his distance since he has a family and should not speak like that. This only excites the manager more, and he even offers to get a divorce so they can be together. The businessman watching this is furious. How dare she reject guy like that? After all, he makes 500,000 yen a year and drives a car worth 300,000 yen. He cannot believe this broke manager is ruining his game. It is pathetic. With tears of rage in his eyes, he screams at the general manager how he dares to play around behind his back. Chen nervously wonders what on earth he is talking about, but the guy is determined to prove he is the alpha. He punches the fat manager, sparking a chaotic, full-blown fist fight. Just then, Shen arrives and watches the two fools beating the absolute stuffing out of each other. It is a complete mess, and if not for the fat manager, he would be who is lying on the floor. He grabs Chen's hand and whisks her away, saying they should just get out of here and ignore them. During the ride, she explains that she was only dating that businessman for 2 weeks, but during dinner, she realized what a horrible person he actually is. Shen looks away, saying it is better to see a person's true self early on. She nervously mentions that the man who got hit is actually her boss, and now that he got beaten up, he'll treat her even worse than she can imagine. Shen tells Chen that working for a guy like that doesn't suit her. She should change jobs, but she sighs, wishing it were that easy to find a new job. She has worked so hard over the years to build her clientele and her reputation, but honestly, she is just tired of working in sales for so long. She wants to open a small cafe where she won't have to deal with bosses like that. She whispers that it costs 300,000 to 400,000 yen to open a cafe. Shen looks at her, asking what if someone else invests in it. After all, aside from the 700,000 yen he gave John to open his bar, he has 300,000 yen left for investing. She just smiles, saying she'll resign immediately and work for that investor. Suddenly, her hand inches towards his gear stick, and Shen smirks, telling her to resign tomorrow. He will invest those 300,000 yen. Chen immediately stops in her tracks, and her affinity score soars to 64. She can't believe what she's hearing. This young man is about to change her entire life, and Shen is just glad he has a new money tree to cultivate. Chen does a double take, wondering if Shen is serious or if he is joking. Shen just smiles, asking if she will work for him or not. He offers her 12,000 yen a month as he offers her a steady salary plus bonuses. If the cafe succeeds, he will even buy her a 200,000 yen car as an upgrade. Honestly, forget Chen, he should just pick me. The deal sounds too good to be true. No pressure. Work just 3 months to get a brand new ride and a steady income. But she feels like a bird in a luxurious cage, well fed, taken care of, but never truly free. Will she have to play the part of his little toy forever, especially since he already has a girlfriend? The offer is incredible, but she refuses to be a caged bird or a third wheel. Shen just smirks, telling her she is overthinking everything. His actual plan is to open a whole chain. This first cafe is just an experiment. And their dynamic will stay strictly boss and employee, nothing more. With the air now cleared, she asks Shen for a few days to weigh her options. Right in the middle of his business negotiation, Fang texts him to ask if he is free for lunch and a cold drink, which is clearly code for some bedroom action. He wonders where she gets all this energy, pure innocence on the streets, but absolute wildness behind closed doors. He messages back that they will definitely meet up, but warns that they need to pace themselves. With that settled, he tells Chen to make up her mind and let him know her decision soon. Later, he steps into the hotel room and Fang immediately wraps her arms around him from behind, watching his success. I almost want to burn my own degree and pray for a cheat system of my own. Suddenly, Fang angrily demands to know why he smells like some other woman. He sniff tests himself, realizing he was just riding in Chen's car. She violently shoves him away, demanding to know if he is cheating. Given his wealth, it would not be a shock, but he swears his eyes are only on her. He explains that today he went to the dealership for some boring paperwork. He probably just caught the scent from the sales staff. Fang grumbles that next time he visits the dealership, he must tell her first and absolutely stay away from that Chen girl. Shen feels slightly guilty, but not because he is cheating. He is literally just looking for beauties to spend his system cash on. Harmless, right? Fang says. She is hitting the shower first, but Shen has completely different ideas. He goes straight on the offensive. Within seconds, Fang is topless and pinned to her back, fully prepared for things to get wild. Shen just smiles and leans in close as they plunge into their passionate, wild encounter. Shen somehow survives a solid 2 hours, leaving Fang completely exhausted, but still wanting more. Honestly, Shen can barely handle the pressure. He desperately tries to escape, claiming he needs a quick shower. He feels so completely drained that his knees are shaking like leaves under the towel. But looking at Fang's face, the sacrifice was worth it. Her affinity score has skyrocketed to 90. He wonders how a simple bedroom session boosted her stats so rapidly. Suddenly, a notification screen flashes, declaring that since he hit 90 affinity points, he gets one lottery ticket for 1,000,000 yen, a voucher for another 1,000,000, and a brand new combat skill. Excited by the massive rewards, he immediately triggers the special ability, a passive perk designed to let him completely dominate, mentally apologizing to Fang. He gears up to unleash the beast inside. He activates He feels a massive surge of energy overflowing, triggering a sudden change beneath his towel. That tiny twig has officially turned into Thor's legendary weapon. Now he can make sure she will not walk for a whole week. The system rewards him with exactly what he needs, but 2 beauties remain safe from his hammer unless he can manage to reach 90 with the professor and Chen. With the opposite gender, he can unlock some massive benefits. He knows he has to step up his game. He absolutely needs the next girl to hit 90 affinity or higher to unlock a better reward. He turns back to Fang with renewed determination in his eyes. She wonders why he is not showering, but he grabs her hand and says he changed his mind. He flips her over like a pancake, grabbing hold of her. He grabs her with such force that she gasps in surprise, wondering why he feels different. Meanwhile, somewhere else, Chen lies in bed, talking about a guy who offered her 300,000 yen a year and a 200,000 yen car for cafe work. Her girlfriend wonders if she ran into a scammer, but judging by Shen's crazy track record of throwing money around like peanuts, he he's supposedly illegitimate. He is only 21. Her friend wonders how one guy got so young, rich, and handsome. The ultimate playboy trinity, her friend desperately tries to wrap her head around this crazy offer. She gets a 300,000 yen salary, a brand new car, and a gorgeous guy. He is rich, handsome, and young. Honestly, what more could she ask for? She looks outside. Staring outside, he is 6 years younger, but her friend reminds her of what matters. He explains that while younger women are nice, an older and more experienced partner is actually way better. That is when she can give him the full aura treatment. She is special. Win her, get 2 godly marshmallows. That is the deal. Shen hesitates. The guy already has a girl. Still, her friend is a total shameless gold digger. Her logic is simple. A girlfriend is not a wife, so he can have whoever he wants. She tells Shen to go snatch him, be a home wrecker, have no shame. If she is too hesitant, her friend might just take this young millionaire for herself. Shen is totally shocked. Doesn't this girl have her own boyfriend? She does, but she would dump him in a heartbeat for a millionaire like that. Shen hangs up. Her friend is trash, no help, no comfort. She is totally on her own. She pictures Shen staring through the window, wondering what comes next. Flash forward 40 minutes, our boy has successfully laid the pipe. Passion drilled deep, no holding back. He laid that pipe so hard her soul did a factory reset. Now she gasps, wondering why he was so different today. Did she mean he was stronger? Adorably, she hides under the covers. It has been 40 minutes. And they have already gone twice. Now he whispers, is she ready for another round? She cannot believe her ears. She was supposed to be the energetic one. Instead, he folded her like a lawn chair at a barbecue. Life is treating our boy incredibly well. He has a god-tier physique plus a custom system that grants unlimited stamina. He teases Frank about her past dance training. How about she tangos on his lap? He actually wants round 3. After rearranging her internal furniture twice, she has no clue. Still, he just smirks, saying she will learn with time. He is a smooth operator with that unlimited stamina system. He basically put an RTX 5090 in his pelvis for this gorgeous girl. She goes on a joyride she will never forget. By the next day, he is just lying there in bed with a goofy smile. No classes this morning. He sleeps in and randomly decides to check the lottery. Guess what? All of his numbers match, winning him 6.8 million yen. Pulling 6.8 million yen right after a wild night is absolutely insane luck. Talk about ultimate post-nut luck. He leaps out of bed, eager to share the wonderful news with his parents. Ever since going bankrupt, they have really been struggling, but a massive change is finally right around the corner. He runs into the living room shouting for his mom, who angrily asks why he is making so much noise and warns him about disturbing the neighbors, but he just asks for his dad. Where is he? He has some major news to share right now. His father looks at him, wondering if his son has lost his mind, but Shen just smirks, telling his dad to sit down because they just won 6 million yen. His parents exchange incredibly awkward looks, silently wondering if they need to put their son in therapy. Maybe losing their wealth was too hard on him. His dad gently tells him to focus on studying while he handles the family finances. But Shen simply tells his parents to take a close look at the winning ticket. His dad is left completely speechless and breathless all at once, while his mother screams even louder than he did earlier. Shen just smiles, noting that even after taxes, they will walk away with 5 million yen. With this, they can finally pay off all their debts and start living a better life. Shen's mother can barely believe her eyes. She wonders if fate is truly being this merciful, promising to write his name in the family's book of honor. Shen nervously mentions that even though he is in his 3rd year and has one more left before graduating, he wants to start his own business to gain some real-world experience. Hearing this, his father smiles, proud to see Shen acting so wise beyond his years. It's good that he has such strong ambition. Realizing his son is a good boy but also quite cheeky, Shen heeds his father's advice and decides to only take 1 million, leaving the rest for his parents to use. Seeing this, his parents break into warm smiles, for the first time in ages. They can genuinely laugh and feel their worries melt away. Meanwhile, while Shen is having this family meeting, Jane is dealing with a very different kind of reunion. Zhang is confronting her about the brutal beating he got from her ex-boyfriend, but Jane does not back down, telling him it is entirely his own fault and she has nothing to do with her ex because they broke up earlier that night. If he wants someone to blame, he needs to go find the guy who actually thrashed him. Zhang just laughs, the bruises all over his face making him look 10 times worse than usual. Yet, his insane confidence is something else. He is seriously trying to bag an 11 out of 10 with a face card like that. Zhang tells her she is being unfair, claiming it is entirely her fault that he got the thrashing of his life. Secretly, he wants to use this guilt trip to win her over, but Jane snaps, telling him she never invited a fat waste of space like him near her. In the first place, hearing this, a dark look flashes across Zhang's face. He calls her stubborn, quickly shifting tactics to point out that she left her work post and left customers unattended, planning to suspend her customer service shifts for a whole month. Jane realizes he is playing dirty, even though she had asked for permission the day before. Zhang just laughs, his chair audibly struggling to support his massive, heavy frame. He starts bragging about how he is the general manager of the store, so he calls the shots. But what he does not know is that Jane already has an incredibly lucrative job offer waiting for her, thanks to Shen. Zhang truly believes that he can win her over just by bullying her at work and forcing her to survive on a tiny base salary of 1,200 yen, which barely covers rent. Little does he know, his power trip has officially pushed her straight into Shen's open arms. Jane turns on her heel to leave. How dare he act like some powerful corporate kingpin. She confidently quits on the spot, and the arrogant manager cannot believe she actually stood up to him. As she walks away, Jane realizes that Shen is entirely different from the other guys she usually meets. He is calm and sweet, and no matter what he plans next, she wants to work with him. She storms out of the store, leaving that dead-end job behind. 30 minutes later, she texts Shen asking if his job offer still stands. He smiles and congratulates her for finally escaping that toxic environment and taking a step toward a much brighter future. Shen instructs her to start scouting prime locations for their new cafe. While she does that, he promises to transfer 300,000 yen to fund the startup. Soon after, he heads over to his professor's office and walks in to find her bending over, giving him a direct view of her incredibly full chest. That unexpected angle felt like an assassination attempt on his heart, sending his blood pressure off the charts. The professor apologizes, explaining that she has to move her office. There are simply too many things to move alone. Shen looks around. He says his morning is completely free, but do they really have to relocate every book? She apologizes, she would do it alone if she could. She reaches up, straining hard for the very top shelf. Still completely out of reach. Suddenly, Shen steps in and grabs the books. Not just the books, either. Suddenly, she feels something heavy pressed against her. It is pressed close, like Thor's hammer. She wonders if this is the closest they have ever been, closer than when they were alone at her house. And he tied that apron. Blushing, she wonders if he actually has feelings for her. At this rate, things are going to get incredibly wild. Sensing his absolute, overwhelming power, the professor quickly looks away, shyly asking if he is finished. Shen just smiles, grabbing a folder. All done. 2 other students suddenly barge inside and spot the professor blushing and sweating like crazy. What is up with that? Shen completely ignores their confusion, telling them to hurry up and move those files to the neighboring office. Meanwhile, the professor breathes a sigh of relief. Thank goodness they arrived late, but she also notices him getting much bolder. First, he boldly teased her at home. Now he is doing this. Yet a secret part of her feels deeply excited, wondering if there is actually something more. She tries staying professional but fails completely. A 71 affinity point notification pops up right above her head. Shen is surprised by her sudden jump in affection. He admires her figure. It is not just about his physical charm. Her curves are seriously stunning. If she had a completely flat build, they would never have come this far. He is definitely ready to invest in this relationship. On Saturday, 800 meters from the school south gate, two girls flatter Zhang Peng. They shower him with constant compliments about his expensive 280,000 yen car, calling him the top 1%. That arrogant rich kid just smiles, wearing designer pajamas like a uniform. He loves seeing girls lining up for him, even though Fang rejected him. While they keep boosting his ego, one of them points out how ordinary people would have to work for years to reach his wealth level. But Zhang Peng nearly chokes on his tea when he spots Chen, looking incredibly beautiful, wearing a yellow ribbon right on her chest. This arrogant idiot has no idea this beautiful gift is strictly for Shen. He admires her long, sculpted legs. It is worth losing 10 years of his life just to get lucky with her. Then she walks toward a luxury, brand new M9 car. Suddenly, Shen steps out of it looking completely casual. The girls immediately look. Is he not supposed to be broke? After his family went bankrupt, Zhang Peng has an existential crisis. Seeing Chen run up to greet Shen, he cannot believe this supposed loser is with her. Shen just smiles, telling her that the cafe owner will arrive shortly, so how about they grab a drink first in the... He smiles while the other girls whisper, trying to badmouth them. Zhang Peng, on the other hand, is absolutely burning with pure jealousy. It is pure envy. That jerk dumped Ting and is already with a beauty from outside the school. Just then, the cafe owner arrives and apologizes for being late. She had to pick up her son. Her name is Yu Chang. They greet politely and Shen wonders if they are actually the same age. Sitting down, the cafe owner says that she will keep it brief. Business is struggling. It is close to the school, so there is decent foot traffic, but family issues leave her with absolutely no other choice but to sell the cafe. The transfer will cost him 300,000 yen. While it is great for a young guy, he still needs 50,000 yen as capital to get things running. To cover Chen's first salary, he offers her 250,000 yen. Even though the owner wanted 270,000 yen, with no other buyers around, she agrees to the deal and decides to transfer it today. She calls a waitress over, announcing that Shen is the brand new owner. She says they should get acquainted right away. Everyone greets the girl, and Shen mentions he will not be visiting very often, so Chen will be managing the place. The girls can barely believe he bought a whole shop for just 250,000 yen. That is what Xinpeng spent on his car, acting like a total big shot. Suddenly, Chen's eyes widen as she spots the cafe owner's phone start to buzz on the table. The owner nervously steps aside, explaining that she has to answer it. In a hushed voice, Chen whispers that the owner is actually married to that creepy fat guy who harassed her at her job. Her old boss, Shen, just shrugs his shoulders. It seems the world is incredibly small, with such a gorgeous wife at home. That guy still has the nerve to harass his workers. Chen nervously looks away. She still keeps the messages where that creep was harassing and threatening her. She planned on exposing his behavior after getting paid, but now she feels really guilty about doing this to the sweet cafe owner. Shaw agrees, saying it is bad for everyone. If those chats leak, Zen will easily figure out who did it. A desperate 40-year-old with no job and a family might do something terrible. Shen tells Chen to let him handle the situation so they can crush him safely without dragging her in. Chen sighs in relief, her eyes instantly softening. Shen transfers the 250,000 yen he promised the owner. He also sends Chen 50,000 yen. 24,000 is her advance for the next 2 months. And the rest is working capital. Right away, his entire vision is flooded with bright system notifications because he just spent the 1 million yen of investment. Capital, this upgrade boosts his investor level and unlocks another million yen to invest in other industries. If he pulls off this mission, he will get his money back tripled, plus ownership of a mysterious new industry. Shen smirks, staring at the incredible system backing him. He never expected this. Cheat code to hand over 10 million yen to invest. Talk about a jackpot. Seriously, the tax authorities should probably look into where all this cash is. Coming from the cafe owner smiles, confirming she got the transaction. It is a pleasure doing business with you, she says. They shake hands and Shen's thoughts immediately wander somewhere quite shameless. He notices how soft and firm her hand feels, imagining a private dance with her. Standing up, he confidently tells her they might run into each other again in the future. Next, they arrive at the luxury restaurant Shen took Fang to, making Chen wonder. She asks if he comes to this incredibly expensive restaurant often. Shen just smiles, saying it is not every day they land a major business deal. Chen blushes, looking away, and Shen cannot resist her charms. Any guy would fall for her hard. Playing his cards right, he asks Chen to sit right next to him. As she goes to sit down, he wraps his arm around her waist and pulls her close. After all, he spent 300,000 yen on her cafe and agreed to a monthly salary of 12,000 yen. He fully intends to get his money's worth tonight. Chen blushes and looks away. The only reason he can get away with this is because he is handsome and rich. She knows very well that in this world, nothing comes for free. She secretly wonders if he actually wants to make money off the cafe or if he is just after a slice of her premium cake. She gets her answer soon enough when she feels his hand slowly creeping downward. All she has to offer is her beauty. She nervously whispers that the waitress is coming and he should stop, but Shen tells her not to worry and slides his hand right over her toned abs, making a soft moan escape. The waitress tells them that the dishes are ready and she is heading inside. Chen immediately pulls away to catch her breath, while Shen remains completely unfazed and calmly grabs a sushi roll, telling her it is the house specialty. Chen cannot help but admire his stunning looks. Even though he is rich and handsome, he is a total playboy. Despite having a gorgeous girlfriend, he still behaves like this. 40 minutes later, they finish their dinner and Shen is ready to pay 2,600 yen. He thinks that although the meal was fairly expensive, he will easily get triple that amount back. Making money is just. It is as easy as breathing for him. He scans the code on the machine, and Chen cannot help but feel uneasy that someone like him can pay 2,000 yen for dinner just like that. She offers to head back and speak with the waitress to understand the situation better so they can start as soon as possible. But Shen has different plans tonight. It is already 8:30, he points out, and they close at 9. It is impossible to make it in time. Our boy just wants to make his move. Nervous, she asks Shen to drive her home, right at her apartment building. Shen promises to hand over the report by tomorrow. Then he plays the field smoothly, asking for a glass of water. Classic. Nervous, she says it is not appropriate. She feels things are moving way too fast for her. Shen is totally unfazed. He gaslights her, asking if another man is up there. She pouts, cutely explaining that she already broke up with that wealthy businessman. Shen smirks. He claims he will just drink some water and leave. Innocent, right, but she actually believes his promise to leave after. Except the second they step inside, his hand slides around her slender waist, pulling her close. She weakly protests that he only wanted water. Shen just smiles. Oh, he is getting water, just not the drink she had in mind. They lock lips. At that exact moment, her wealthy ex arrives outside holding a fresh bouquet of flowers, completely ready to win his girl back. He is extremely optimistic that she will accept him again. But wait, he notices the lights inside her apartment are completely turned off. He decides to just leave the bouquet by her door so she knows he dropped by. But as he approaches the door, he hears intimate moans coming from inside. This drives him absolutely crazy. How dare she move on? He starts slamming on the door, screaming for the guy to face him. Shen instantly recognizes that annoying voice belonging to the idiot who got dumped. But since Shen is currently in a very interesting position, he cannot open up. She starts getting worried, nervously asking if there is someone outside their door. Shen smoothly gaslights her, claiming it is just a noisy neighbor. He grabs a handful of her and carries her straight to the bed. As their voices blend together, the ex slumps against the door. Total heartbreak for him. He realizes the absolute worst has already happened. This guy did what he never could, leaving him to desperately yell to use protection. An hour passes, and Shen is still giving her a wild ride. She is literally trembling like a leaf, completely exhausted and wondering what he is doing. Shen tells her to relax while his system keeps him fully energized. He can literally go all day, although Shen seems very outgoing normally. He did not expect her to be so shy, which gets her even more excited. The next morning, our boy wakes up to the delicious smell of eggs and sausages. Chen is cooking for him after their wild night of passion. He notices how caring she is, being incredibly warm and homely. Suddenly, a system screen pops up, giving him 24 hours to buy it. Property. Any money he spends will be doubled back, plus a mysterious property. Shen smirks because life is amazing right now, even better than before. He has beautiful girls by his side, a godlike physique, and endless wealth. And he gets infinite stamina 24/7, plus a brand new apartment on top. This system is incredibly generous. He can literally use his entire life savings. He can buy a massive penthouse, and he will get every penny back. Chen smiles. She asks if he is ready for breakfast, but Shen wants a different treat. He is waiting to see what 90% affinity reward he gets. He sneaks up behind her, hands sliding right over her assets. She cannot believe he still has this much energy left in him. Shen just smirks. Let her cook, he is craving something else. If she is free this morning, maybe they can go buy a whole house. He wants to give her a little gift. Chen simply freezes in shock. He already dropped 300,000 yen on her cafe, and now this. She is stuck living paycheck to paycheck. Wait, is he actually serious about this? This city is expensive. A decent house here is going to cost a fortune. It will cost $1 million at least. She wonders if she is enough. What can she even do to keep him around? Is this just for last night? Doubts crowd her mind as she silently looks away. Shen wonders why she is suddenly so quiet. Finally, she looks up. She reminds him that money does not grow on trees. Houses are too expensive. But Shen is completely free from the rat race now. His cash comes from a mysterious system, probably run by some god. He has 5 million yen in his account ready, and the cashback will be insane. He will instantly make 17 million yen in profit. He hugs her close. He tells her to stop worrying about saving money for him. Buying a 120 square meter place for his girl is just natural. Tears well up in her eyes. How did she find such a kind man? He playfully brings up all the noise she made last night. The neighbors definitely know something went down, considering she screamed so loud. She blushes, calling him annoying, but then remembers her schedule. Her two friends are visiting the cafe today to check her progress. Maybe they should push back the house hunting plans for now. Shen points out that buying a house takes a whole afternoon. She immediately decides to cancel on her friends instead. Meanwhile, her friends get a message saying Chen cannot make it. Her friend Manglu, a personal trainer at the gym, gets highly suspicious. She wonders if the guy chickened out of his promise. Did he back out of spending the 300,000 yen? Chen is not a show-off, but this whole situation is incredibly fishy. Finding a young, handsome, and rich guy is basically impossible these days. He is like a mythical creature. They call her to find out more. When they hear he is actually buying her a house, they almost crash. Manglu never expected this. Handbags are fine, but a whole house. This is a whole different level. Now watch, a wild idea sparks in her mind. She decides she wants to meet this guy and try to steal him. Manglu tells Kenshin to track down exactly where they are going. They are going to crash the house hunting, but Manglu has secret motives. Shen wants to apologize to Chen while comforting her. After all, it's better if her own friends are her rivals rather than some total strangers, Shinchi asks. For details, 40 minutes later, they arrive at the sales center. They look up at the soaring buildings where every single apartment costs at least 1 million. They wonder what kind of insane wealth some mystery guy has to drop 1 million on his mistress. Kang Cheng greets Chen, saying it's been a really long time. After the introductions are out of the way, Chen introduces Shen. Both women are immediately smitten by our boy's killer good looks. Shinchi is a Ferrari salesperson and Manglu is a personal trainer, and she immediately tries to rizz him up. She leans in close, giving him a full view of her curves while saying he's got plenty of potential to pack muscle onto his tall frame. He should visit her gym. Shen just smiles, teasing that he wouldn't be able to concentrate at her place. Manglu realizes that Chen isn't worried at all about her flirting. Chen staying so calm while watching Manglu flirt is wild. She knows he completely folded her like an origami crane last night. Judging by the bruises on her knees, they had an incredible time. No wonder he's buying her this apartment. She earned it. Shinchi smiles, telling Shen to reach out if he ever wants a Ferrari. Shen notices that both of these girls have over 60 affinity for him. Even though it's been under 5 minutes, they are already totally falling for him. Our boy's charm is off the charts. He just stepped inside and every guy within a 10-mile radius took massive emotional damage. They aged 7 years. Instantly, no one can believe this young guy has 3 gorgeous women surrounding him. Circling around him, the salesperson mentions that if he's looking to rent, he can grab one for 15,000 yen a month, but Shen is here to buy, not rent. His budget is 3 million and he wants some recommendations. The salesperson immediately escorts him to the private negotiation room, dropping 3 million just like that. Is some next-level high-roller move. Manglu simply can't believe what she's hearing, deciding right then to double down and shoot her shot with Shen. Salesperson shows off the units available for around 3 million. Chen is a bit nervous about accepting such an expensive gift, but Shen tells her not to sweat it since a spacious place is way more comfortable anyway. Both of her friends are absolutely burning with envy, the way they flip from concern to fierce competition in just 3 seconds is wild. Their loyalty is shorter than a TikTok video. Chen tries to save him some cash, but Shen insists on the absolute best. He is a total legend, a rare catch and impossible to find. They have better luck finding a literal unicorn. Shen just smiles, knowing they think he's a fool, but he'll get triple that money back. The salesperson offers a sweet discount if he closes the deal today, but he doesn't care about discounts. He just needs 2 parking spaces. Manglu decides to activate her charms. She flicks her hair back, showing off her collarbone and full figure. Shen wonders what she's doing as she sneakily slides her dress strap down. His mind immediately dives straight into the gutter. He imagines doing wild things to Manglu, making her scream his name repeatedly. He quickly tries to control himself before things get way too visible. Half an hour later, our boy is wrapping up the paperwork. Total damage, 2.9 million. He signs the contract without a single hesitation, making both girls gasp in shock. Just like that, he bought his mistress a 3 million yen apartment right on the spot. And it is not even under his own name, but hers. Manglu wonders when she will get that princess treatment, but they have no idea that Shen just got 15 million yen. In return for that apartment, Shen is actually making money by spending it. An infinite money glitch, now that his account balance is over 15 million yen. It crushes his father's best days. they never had this much cash. Cash at home, everything was always tied up in investments, if not for Chen triggering this. A special mission made him a multimillionaire. Tomorrow, he has to claim a free mansion in another city. At 9 a.m., Shen smiles because now he owns a villa, 2 gorgeous babes. And the admiration of everyone else around, even the female salesperson, is blushing hard. The real estate market is totally down, yet Shen just bought a massive house. He is not even officially dating her, she quickly acts, asking for his contact info so he can learn about future property deals and get direct access to exclusive listings. Shen just smiles at the offer. They scan each other's phones, and Manglu is on the verge of exploding. How dare this salesgirl try to make a move on him first? Manglu quickly gets up and decides to take action. She walks right over, claiming she wants to buy a small apartment and needs his personal expertise. She wants some real advice, promising to train him in return. Then she scans his phone. Shen doesn't mind since he is busy. He just tells them to go grab coffee while he leaves. Manglu is stunned. He left without even hitting on her. Smiling, Chen tells her friend they should head to the coffee shop. Chen is her only real friend. She is genuinely happy to get a 3 million yen home. All from just one night of hard work. Manglu smiles and tries to be supportive. But inside, her heart is burning with pure envy. Half an hour later, Shen heads to the school cafeteria and spots a beautiful professor eating all by herself. Everyone is whispering and staring at her. She answers a quick phone call, promising to get everything ready by tomorrow for the new university base. She suddenly gets super nervous when she sees Shen walking past her table. Hanging up quickly, she watches as Shen sits down right across from her. She explains that the student startup base is launching soon and she needs investors. He asks how it works, and she answers that the university will partner up. They will offer prime campus space and guidance while the investor gets students. This guarantees them the absolute highest quality of graduates every single year. But Shen knows the actual truth about the students at this school. Calling them high-quality graduates is honestly a massive stretch. The professor agrees, dreading the thought of entertaining slimy, bald investors, just to get them to fund the school, even though she is a respected lecturer. Her secretary is pressuring her to go out for drinks with the directors on Friday. Shen sees her worry, since he has 10 million yen ready to invest. Profitability is key, but their students have a terrible success rate. Only 20%. Shen wonders if he can make it work. He wants to apply as a student, which is great, but there is one major catch. The projects haven't launched yet, making things tough. Then his system window flashes open. It immediately triggers a brand new quest to build university reputation. To earn this, he must inspire people. Every 500 prestige points he gains, he will get to draw for a special skill or an ability point, and if it is packed with raw power, he is absolutely down for it. Plus, he can recruit baddies into his future business through this setup. Realizing its incredible potential, he decides to invest, asking her if they evaluate the students or the school. It is much better to clear the air completely before he moves forward. The professor then explains that the university usually handles all the evaluations. But since there are absolutely no other active investors, there is room to negotiate. Without missing a beat, Shen decides to jump in. He will make his investment on one condition: he gets to handpick every single student. She stares at him in absolute shock, telling him to stop joking around right now. Is he still delusional after his family went bankrupt? Shen just smiles. He shows her his bank account, and her eyes widen in shock. She realizes there are 9 digits on the screen. How did he get all of this cash? Instead of admitting he has a godly system that rewards him, he plays it cool, claiming he just made a fortune in crypto. Her student is a multimillionaire, she gasps. Shen leans closer, asking her to step into a brand new future where they will travel the entire world in luxury. Honestly, forget the professor. With an offer like that, sign me up right now. He is already imagining romantic walks on the beach with her. But she still hesitates because of their student-teacher relationship and startup risks. But Shen is completely determined. He genuinely wants to invest and help support and develop his fellow classmates, seeing that he is serious. She finally relents. She even starts imagining Shen rocking her world. But these wild thoughts are too much, and she runs away. She promises to follow up later. At 4 p.m. he gets a cute photo from Chen, posing adorable in front of a coffee cup she just made. Shen smirks, teasing her that the coffee looks average, but her dress is absolutely stunning. Meanwhile, some gossiping students talk trash, calling him a broke loser who is probably stuck working some part-time job. One of them snidely remarks that she shouldn't talk since she dates Hang, Shen's roommate. She quickly boasts that she rejected his advances multiple times before he finally wore her down. Turns out she is only using him for free meals, and they think Shen is a loser. They think Shen is a total loser, then they turn and spot him walking up the flight of stairs, assuming he is just some struggling part-timer. One of them snickers, telling Huang she should ask where he works, but Hang immediately says it is inappropriate since they are classmates. Ignoring him, the arrogant classmate sneers in a mocking tone, asking Shen what he does nowadays. Is he busy working part-time or something? Maybe they can support him by visiting him there. Shen instantly realizes this is the perfect chance to show off his insane tycoon wealth. He decides to let it slide for a moment and play along, nervously acting like a simple part-timer. Coffee shop suggesting they check it out together. Back at the cafe, Shen and Manglu are beaming with the blinding brightness of 1,000 suns. Honestly, they both look better than professional runway models. The three girls are completely stunned by how gorgeous they look. Short skirts, long hair, and legs for days. Chen smirks and greets Shen while Manglu is practically throwing herself all over him. The classmates can barely believe their eyes. Shen smiles, telling the gorgeous beauties that his classmates only stopped by to grab some coffee. Seeing these two absolute stunners by his side completely obliterates the girls' ego and pride. They can only squirm there in total embarrassment as Shen asks the waitress to take their orders. The girls realize she just called him boss. Turns out he is not some broke student after all. Their leader, Yuan, quietly whispers that maybe they should just skip the coffee. Alpha Witch quickly agrees they should get going. They flee in pure humiliation because this guy is actually filthy rich, owns the entire cafe, has gorgeous girls clinging to him, and called this place a side gig. Manglu wonders why they are dashing out, but Shen just grins. Maybe they got completely intimidated by her goddess-dear looks. Manglu decides to test her luck by playing with her dress strap, teasingly telling him to behave and keep his hands to himself, even though she secretly wants him to do the exact opposite. Meanwhile, Chen smiles and serves his coffee. She made it with half sugar, and our boy immediately drops one of the cheesiest pickup lines you have ever heard. He claims since she made it, it is already sweet enough. Talk about smooth execution. Even Manglu has to admit that being this wealthy comes with major perks. She tries shifting the topic to his height and wait to pitch a training plan. But when she hears his actual stats, she gasps in pure shock, wondering how he slimmed down so quickly. Shen just smirks and tells her that he has been working out. Meanwhile, Chen is a complete blushing mess at this point. While Manglu smiles, she insists he needs to build muscle and offers to design a plan. Shen secretly smirks because the only muscles he wants to look at are her thighs. He tells her if this is a sales pitch for a gym membership, she can save her breath, but she leans in closer, pleading that she has to hit her monthly sales target. Shen promises to consider it, and Manglu heads out since she has class at 5 p.m. She winks at Shen, giving him a very generous parting view of her incredible figure. Shen is highly amused, vowing to tame her eventually. He then grabs Chen's hand and tells her It is time to do a private evaluation up on the second floor. She is confused. But he just smirks. He hints she needs to handle his cream roll and that she could use some private training too. Chen nervously mentions the other waitress. But Shen just smirks. He tells her that being doubted only makes him more excited. They slip away to the second floor and lock lips with absolute wild passion. Downstairs, the poor waitress wonders if a massive earthquake is hitting because the ceiling is literally shaking. Hearing those loud groans, she locks up early. Suddenly, Manhwa returns asking why they are closing up. She left her gym bag inside. The waitress rolls her eyes, knowing this girl is about to ruin the moment. She lets her in, and Manglu instantly hears Chen begging Shen to be more gentle. She listens to them go at it for 10 full minutes and smiles. He has serious stamina. Stamina of an ox. Licking her lips, she promises herself she will get a taste of him too. To spice things up, she whispers that she is heading out, making sure they both hear. Shen squirms in pure embarrassment while she gets her buns toasted. Shen smirks, thinking this intense training session actually needed an audience. He promises to make her pay the next time she shows up, back at school. The secretary cannot believe his ears. A random student wants to invest in their startup camp. The professor agrees, leaving the secretary wondering if this kid actually has cash. The professor reveals Shen has 10 million to his name. Hearing that massive amount is enough to send the man into a coma, he wonders if the money belongs to the student or his rich father. The professor explains that he is his own boss. He can spend it however he likes. The secretary is glad they will not have to deal with annoying third-party companies anymore, but his ego remains massive. He demands the professor order Shen to his office right now so they can hear the proposal directly. The professor cannot believe what an absolute scumbag the secretary is being. Student or not, Shen is an investor who deserves real respect. The secretary just smiles like some cheap budget villain, completely dismissing her. He tells her to do as ordered. He insists the kid is a student who needs to know his place. Meanwhile, Shen gets a call from the professor while right in the middle of a private session. He answers, wondering why the school treats an elite investor like some common student. He demands the professor put the phone on speaker so everyone can hear him. He tells the secretary that he is currently swamped with massive investment opportunities, so he will schedule a meeting only when he has free time, then hangs up. The call ends, and the professor simply cannot believe this man has absolute balls of steel. After a tense day of silence, they realize the secretary has zero leverage left over Shen. While everyone else bows and shows respect, he has to treat Shen like a king. Realizing the project is incredibly urgent and his boss will chew him out, he orders the professor to set up a business dinner. The text is sent, and Shen looks down at his phone. He wonders if they genuinely want to invite him out, now that he holds all the cards. With so much leverage in this exchange, he decides to let them sweat for a bit. Meanwhile, Shen feels totally refreshed, while poor Chen looks like she fought actual demons. She barely survived. Slipping her pants back on, she tells him to head out if he is busy. They can eat some other time. Right now, he has things to do. She is seriously absolute wife material, and even Shen realizes how lucky he is. She is a truly wonderful woman. Several days pass, and he gets a sudden call from Fang. She asks if he wants to go for a quick walk. Shen wonders if she really just wants a walk. He honestly thought she would be begging for another cold drink by now. She nervously mentions it is that time of the month, which explains everything. That is exactly why Fang has been keeping her distance for the last few days. She whispers that if he really wants to, it is not impossible, but he is already satisfied. He grabs his pants, telling her that her health is his #1 priority. He promises to swing by the dorm to pick her up. She immediately throws her arms around him. He tells her to be careful, saying he does not mind waiting, she just needs to rest. She needs to take care of herself. Fang immediately plants a sweet kiss on his cheek. Her affinity points shoot straight up as she wonders where they actually stand. Deep down, she really wants to make things official and tie him down for good. Though Shen is panicking internally, he keeps his cool and says they are dating. They are boyfriend and girlfriend now. Fang feels like she just won the lottery. She snuggles closer, asking if she is his only girl. Shen immediately squints his eyes. It is getting pretty tricky to answer that one honestly without totally lying. Technically, she is his only official girlfriend. The others are just side chicks. And sneaky links, our boy has a massive roster, and each girl is somehow better than the last. Fang promises to reward him later. Shen just smiles and casually changes the subject. He asks if she wants to go shopping this weekend, maybe buy a house or a car. He asks this so casually, while the rest of us are struggling to pay for basic groceries. Seriously, he acts like he is just ordering regular takeout instead of buying real estate. Fang gasps in total shock, wondering if he is actually serious about buying her a house. She does not really need a car right now, but she wants to invest in her future. A house is a huge step. She decides she is done resisting his gifts. After all, who in their right mind would say no to a free house? Shen smirks as the night winds down. He walks her back to her dorm. Tomorrow, he has to stop by the office to claim his massive Lake City villa. While driving, he FaceTimes Manglu. She calls him a skinny boy right off the bat. She tells him to hit the gym, making him wonder since when he became skinny. He also wonders if this call is appropriate, considering the angle of her camera. Her screen shows off quite a view. She teases him for having dirty thoughts. She smirks, realizing from his flustered tone that he is finally warming up to her. She smirks, realizing from his confident tone that he is finally warming up to her. She walks into the gym by total coincidence, wondering why her friend is smiling. So happily, Manglu says it is nothing. She was just on FaceTime with a friend. Tolling points out they still have time to chat before their class starts. Menlu chimes in, saying her friend scored a wealthy sugar daddy who bought her a $3 million apartment in a heartbeat. Hearing this, Ting gasps in pure shock. Since he must be worth tens of millions, both of them are completely envious. Ting wonders if this rich sponsor must be a decrepit old man to have that kind of massive wealth, but even if he is old, it is worth it. Her own balding sponsor only sleeps with her without spending a single dime. She closes her eyes, explaining that he is in his early 20s, has a killer face card, a godly physique, and can also rock her friend's world for 10 whole minutes. Deng cannot believe that. This guy is the ultimate boyfriend package, and her friend must be incredibly gorgeous to land a catch like that. Menlu boasts that her friend is as pretty as her, though they have different strengths. Now, Manglu decides to make a move by asking Shen to accompany her to the sales office. When he happily agrees, she immediately cancels her upcoming training session. Promises a refund. Ting cannot believe who this guy is, the one making Manglu so tense and bubbly. She is shocked her friend is chasing after a wealthy benefactor, but hearing about a guy like him, she would do the same. A heavily muscular guy with a ridiculous haircut approaches and asks Manglu what she is doing. He is just another fitness trainer, and Manglu ignores him like yesterday's trash. Just then, a sleek M9 pulls up in the driveway. The trainer is not impressed by the car, but Ting explains it belongs to a guy who bought a 3 million yen house for his side girl without a single second thought. Ting squints her eyes to look closely at the driver stepping out. It turns out it is Shen, making his legendary comeback arc a reality. She cannot believe her own eyes. Talk about a twist. The rich, handsome guy Manglu wanted is actually Shen, her ex-boyfriend, who is now a literal millionaire. Bitter regret washes over her completely. She had no clue how successful he had become. Ting is practically on the verge of a stroke. The other trainer asks if she is okay. She cannot believe she threw away her only chance at a luxurious life by dumping Shen back then for some beer-bellied old geezer. Speaking of the devil, that exact old man messages her with some news. Right now, Ting wants to rip his face off. How dare he skip the polite small talk and get straight to the point. does he think she is? That cheap, honestly, looking at her track record, she is even cheaper. Anyway, the old geezer asks if she is coming over tonight. Boiling with anger, she tells him to go screw himself. He asks if this is really Ting replying, and she angrily snaps back that no, this is his mother, before blocking him entirely. Ting is losing her mind. Why did he block her after buying so much stuff? She stomps off angrily, still desperately wondering if she has a shot with Shen. Talk about shameless. She abandoned our boy when he was broke, but now she wants back in. Just because she sees him with college coach Manglu and her gorgeous bestie wrapped around his finger. Ting is left wondering how she can get in on the action. Honestly, who wouldn't? But speaking of Manglu, she smiles with her seatbelt barely holding back her absolutely massive chest. She purrs that she is pretty jealous of his massive ride and wants to go off-roading. She is basically begging him to go off-road to show him a wild, bumpy ride. But Shen just plays it cool. He is pulling girls left and right lately anyway. There is absolutely no need to rush, so he calmly promises they will try it sometime later. She pouts and mutters that he does not play by the rules, leaving him quite amused. Manglu immediately switches tactics, trying to find another clever way to get his engine revving. It actually works. Shen takes the bait and asks if she wants to play some ball. She giggles like he is the funniest guy around, playfully calling him a tease. 30 minutes later, they pull up to the office, grab the real estate agent, and head out. As they drive toward the grand villa, the agent feels incredibly awkward sitting with them. They do not look like a couple at all, and the agent cannot help but stare. She is totally jealous of Manglu's incredible figure and show-stopping curves that turn every head. The poor agent sighs, thinking about how unfair life is for average women. Gorgeous girls like Manglu can just act cute, stay fit, and have rich guys buy them luxury homes. Soon, they pull up to the breathtaking mansion, complete with beautiful gardens and fountains. Manglu is absolutely beaming, completely mesmerized by the gorgeous estate. She stares at the massive house with pure envy, amazed at how the rich live. Right then and there, she secretly vows that she will move into this mansion one day. The agent explains the villa is 600 square meters with a massive yard and fountain. He can customize the interior however he likes, which immediately triggers the system to issue a quest. It commands Shen to spend 20 million yen on a massive renovation of the property. He is stunned. Why would he spend 20 million yen to renovate a 10 million yen house? But when the godlike system orders, he has to obey, so he requests some decorator contacts. Once he gets the numbers, he turns to head out with Manglu by his side. She asks to film a quick social media video, and Shen just smiles. He warns her to keep his face off camera, but she teases him about his looks. She claims he would go viral, especially since she already has 50,000 followers. Looking at her gorgeous figure, he secretly wonders if those followers are mostly just local guys. He hops back in the car, wondering if all 50,000 of those men have seen her. She just smirks, hinting that if he subscribes, he might get some premium content. Shen loves a good challenge and immediately asks for her account. He mentions he is doing a bar review video later and suggests they film together. Manglu is totally down. Honestly, at this point, she would agree to absolutely anything. They decide to head back, but Shen starts wondering what they should do next. After all, he thought they were actually going to play some ball together. Manglu tries to play hard to get, but Shen is not the type to chase. Especially since he was with her best friend yesterday and is acting smug today. That comment instantly flips a switch in Shen, and he aggressively slams the gas. She jolts forward as he quietly grumbles about her daring to bring up yesterday. If she cares so much about her friend, she can take her place, simple as that. With absolute seriousness, Manglu tells him he can only wish. She flashes a smug smile. After all, if she gives in too fast, she will look incredibly cheap to him. Play hard, that makes him want it more. She already envisions him on his knees begging. She wants to grab a whip and get wild. Forget Fang, she is the true freak in the sheets. That is why she keeps teasing him all day long, showing him a taste of what he can have for the right price. She also tells Shen to visit the gym anytime. Shen smiles, wondering if he can actually shoot some hoops later. With a playful wink, she turns around and leaves, coming face to face with the 7-foot-tall, muscular gym manager named Huang, the manager. The manager demands to know where she's been. Skipping a client's session is a major contract violation. The girl nervously explains she had some personal matters to handle and already informed her client, but the manager says she still intends to file a formal complaint, despite getting double the makeup sessions. Manglu cannot understand why Ting is targeting her out of the blue. She probably has no idea that Ting is questioning her life choices and everything about Shen, plus she is completely over the manager's annoying attitude. First, he scolds, and then tries playing the wise hero who is supposedly saving her. The manager even tries inviting her out for lunch, but she bluntly replies that she brought her own food with her. Even as a fitness coach, she desperately wants Shen to climb her jungle gym. After all, she is a lady destined for a luxury mansion, Manglu. She probably doesn't know that girls like her end up on the streets, not in mansions. The secretaries are meeting about Shen. They wonder about his interest in the entrepreneurship base, the school committee. Secretary Kong even asks his colleague to run a deep, thorough background check on Shen. Since they are currently in the middle of processing his entire file, they just need to get every single detail about him perfectly straight and not rush things. The other secretary promises they will avoid making any careless mistakes. They decide to surprise him at his dorm room later today alongside the school professor. Realizing that Secretary Kong is going in person, his colleague finally realizes this is huge. It is 5 p.m. At the boys' dorm. Shen's roommate is asking him about his game, wanting to see if he has any chances with the goddess he has been messaging and when he will finally win her over. Looking at his text history seriously, it is beyond pathetic. He only gets single-word replies, while pouring his heart out, begging her to take care of herself. Shen just stares at the absolute embarrassment his roommate is putting forward. It has been 3 years with zero progress, but the bowl-cut roommate is just glad that he gets replies now instead of being left on read. That is a win in his book. He thinks he can wear her down. Meanwhile, Shen, who has been drowning in swimming in female attention, feels sorry for his older buddy. As long as he is happy, he can stay in blissful ignorance. Shen suggests asking their friend Lao Zio for some tutoring, but his roommate scoffs, calling Lao Zio a completely weak card loser. Honestly, Shen is the only one in their dorm who has actual girl experience. At least she is replying to his texts and even agreed to meet up this weekend. That is progress. Shen smiles nervously as their dinner. Talk about living in a loser bubble. He really thinks he actually has a shot. His roommate's ego instantly swells. He smirks, claiming everything is going perfectly. Honestly, it sounds like every optimistic art major dreaming of finally leaving their parents' basement. Still scratching himself, the roommate walks over and swings the front door open. Standing outside are 2 school secretaries and their professor, looking very serious. He awkwardly invites them in, nervously wondering if they are staging some kind of raid. Why are they looking for Shen? Did the guy break some celestial law? A crowd of students quickly gathers, curious about this sudden official visit. They whisper among themselves, wondering if they are here to witness Shen's ultimate downfall. How else could a broke guy buy a car and date a beautiful girl? The guy in designer pajamas sneers, wondering how Shen got so rich. As everyone gossips, he steps up, trying to act like the ultimate insider source. He claims Shen's money is dirty, and these leaders are here to investigate him. An arrest is coming. Shen's friend immediately tells the loudmouth to shut up. Absolute nonsense, but Xingpeng just grins, confident that he will be proven right. What these jealous idiots do not realize is that the school leaders want to talk business. Oh, this is going to be good. Shen coolly agrees to dinner, walking right past them. He follows the VIPs out of the building, leaving the crowd completely bewildered. Did they just bust him? The treatment looks way too polite for a criminal. The pajama-wearing hater tries to cope, claiming the school is just saving face. Usually they would throw a black hood over a famous suspect's head. Huang is the only loyal friend hyping Shen up, claiming he is a secret agent. Why else would those high-ranking secretaries show up personally to invite him? If this dinner invite is real, then Shen is operating on a whole different level. Another student laughs, turning around to tease Xingpeng about his ridiculous outfit. Does the guy even own any other clothes besides those designer pajamas? Buried in them most likely. Meanwhile, Shen arrives at a high-end restaurant. Secretary Kong gets straight to the point, asking about his plans to invest. Shen lays his cards on the table, demanding certain conditions before signing any deal. First, he wants total control over who receives the funds and how much. No school interference. The other secretary instantly gets defensive at his bold terms. He clearly does not understand who actually holds the power in this room. As he tries to argue, Secretary Kong quickly stops him and addresses Shen directly. These matters usually go through the school bureau, leaving them with limited flexibility. But our main character is not about to take no for an answer. He genuinely wants the students to succeed, but only the ones who earn it. Taking a graceful sip of his wine, he looks completely relaxed and in charge. But behind the scenes, there is a much bigger plan in motion. The perfect life system is pushing him to become a true business tycoon. To do that, he needs a hand-picked team of loyal, talented professionals. No men allowed. For some reason, this elite squad needs to be entirely female. It is much easier to recruit and train beautiful female students as his core team. Secretary Kong nods, promising to discuss the arrangement with the Education Bureau. With that settled, they spend the rest of the night drinking and laughing. Glasses clink and they share cheap jokes as the dinner finally winds down. Finally wraps up, the staff leaves first and then the professor offers to drive a tipsy Shen home. Suddenly, she notices his massive car. Clearly, he is a man of many big assets. After some light conversation, the professor mentions that her sister cannot help her move due to other plans. Even though she hired movers, Shen immediately steps up to help. She explains. She has to move because the lease on her old place went up, forcing her to find somewhere cheaper. He insists on helping, but she hesitates because it is not right to use his brand new car. Shen just smiles. To him, a vehicle is only a tool, just a tool. Still, the anxious professor tries desperately not to impose on him, but he insists he is just a student helping out his teacher. She blushes, suddenly realizing how handsome he looks under the dim moonlight. If only he was not her student. Catching herself in these dangerous thoughts, she realizes that he must have serious feelings for her. Plus, with his wealthy background, that expensive luxury bag he gifted her might actually be genuine. She gently asks if he remembers that bag, and he quickly claims it was just a fake. If it were real, she says, it would be way too difficult to accept. Shen waves his hands frantically, reiterating that it was just a simple, respectful gesture. But she knows it is a real, high-end item, extremely inappropriate. She is older than him and she is his teacher. When she tries to refuse, Shen shushes her, telling her to focus on driving and stop saying no. Finally, they arrive right outside her. At the apartment, the professor says she will park the car so he can grab the keys tomorrow. He leans in closer and pecks her softly on the cheek. Is their relationship finally moving forward, or is the professor about to get cold feet? And keep things strictly professional, she realized that Shen was getting bolder by the day. First it was her apartment, then her office, and now he straight up kissed her on the cheek. What is next? Patting her on the other cheek, she runs off in total embarrassment, calling him a bad student, but Shen just finds it adorable. Later, he gets a call from Shen asking if he is free, because Miss Lin, the previous owner of the cafe, left some of her things behind. And she is almost there, but Shen cannot make it in time. He agrees and pulls up. To the cafe, Miss Lin is an absolute beauty, and it is hard to believe she has a child. If that kid needs a stepfather, he's ready to make that sacrifice. Shen probably has the same idea, telling her it's no problem. He welcomes her inside, and she immediately heads toward the toys her kid left behind. They are scattered everywhere, but his eyes drift right to her stunning, shapely backside. Shen stares in disbelief, asking how old the child actually is. Turns out that cheeky little guy is only 3 years old. Next, she grabs a bottle of wine from a hidden drawer, ready to get things started. With everything packed, she is ready to go. Shen wonders if she is finding it hard to leave this cafe behind, but she insists she cannot walk away. It is just that she clearly spent too many lonely nights here, making Shen smirk. She must be feeling emotional. Her cafe is gone. That handover triggers it, likely thanks to her fat, useless excuse of a husband weighing her down. If not for that deep, lingering sadness inside her, she wouldn't be drowning her sorrows in a cafe. But as she turns to leave, Shen tells her she can visit anytime. He even offers to share a few drinks. Miss Lin hesitates, wondering if it's appropriate, but he just smiles. There is absolutely nothing wrong with a drink or two. As they start drinking, he gently asks if she is struggling with her family. He already knows her husband is Jung, that useless manager at the Audi store, and he also heard all about him from Chen. Miss Lin actually left her job because of her husband. Miss Lin nervously wonders if he did something completely unforgivable. Shen swirls the wine in his glass, telling her that the man just harassed Chen and she quit because she couldn't take it anymore. Miss Lin sighs in relief. Thank goodness he did not commit another crime. It turns out she has been planning to divorce Jung for a long time because of his constant threats and bribes. They have been married for 5 years, but he turned out to be a complete loser and an emotionally absent father. She only stayed this long for her kid. Shen tells her that it is better to cut ties early. The kid is still young, and raising him with love is far better than a stressful environment for years. His words make perfect sense, and Miss Lin can't help but notice how mature, young, and incredibly handsome Shen is. He has everything that her husband completely lacks. Caught in the moment, she kisses him on the cheek and runs away, leaving Shen wondering what that kiss even meant. Miss Lin's face is as bright as a tomato. Maybe it's the wine talking, but after so many years of being just a mother and a wife, she finally feels alive. For the first time in her life, talking to Shen actually brings her peace. But now that Shen is feeling a bit lonely, he asks if he can drop by and crash at her place. Chen tells him to get a hotel, but he claims he does not want to waste cash. 20 minutes later, Chen is waiting for him in a dress that leaves absolutely nothing to the imagination. She finds Shen completely wasted right outside her door. He slurs that it was a school leader meeting and he had no choice. Honestly, Chen is absolute wife material. She tells him to sit down and take a warm shower while she brews some hangover tea, but Shen has other ideas. He pulls her in. His hands start wandering instantly, leaving her wondering how this counts as a simple hugs. He claims they will only cuddle, but she knows better than that. Like the first time, he swore he would only drink water and leave, but ended up soaking her completely. Then the second time, he promised she was only getting special training, yet she ended up utterly exhausted. This time, cuddling definitely means trouble too. She looks away, blushing, and mutters that he has quite the nerve. Soon, they reach the bedroom, where she lays out 2 separate blankets since they are only cuddling. She quickly hides under her sheets. Meanwhile, Shen just smiles to himself. His excuse this time is weak. He starts sneezing like a drama queen. Chen hurriedly tries to turn off the air conditioning, but Shen is already waiting. The moment she sits up, she finds the predator right in front of her. He smiles, whispering that she won't be cold anymore, and just like that, with how she is panting and struggling against his Thor's hammer, it is pretty clear he is doing everything but sleeping tonight. The next morning, Jan leaves him a note saying she is heading to the cafe. She even washed his clothes. But since they aren't dry, she bought him a fresh pair. Breakfast is on the table. If the food gets cold, he can just heat it up. Looking at her note and the incredible night they shared, he realizes she is a true gold-tier woman, the absolute best partner he needs to put a ring on. For now, he decides to buy her a nice car. Just then, he gets a video call from Manglu. She is currently running on a treadmill wearing a top that barely covers anything. Her massive chest is practically out in the open and bouncing wildly. She teasingly calls him skinny dog, wondering he will finally hit the gym. Honestly, looking at his own insane physique, that is just unfair. Manglu smiles, teasingly asking why he is acting so shy today. Looking at that massive view, it is simply too much, and his brain completely short-circuits. He wonders about taking things to the next level. Suddenly, Shen gets a call from the school counselor. He tells Manglu he has to hang up because he has important business to handle instead of chatting with her right now. She understands and tells him to work hard so they can play harder later. Then, the counselor asks what is on his mind. She reveals his school proposal has been officially approved by the board. The documents will be sent over in a couple of days so he can start reviewing student applications. Shen finds it incredible and asks the professor to include their weight, height, and a personal photo in the forms too. The professor naturally wonders why that is needed. What do their weight and height have to do with this program? Shen quickly spins a silly story, claiming a truly successful entrepreneur must have an excellent physique and look disciplined. He also points out his own incredibly high standards. The professor suspects something is off, but still promises to see what she can manage. The student representatives will get in touch with him soon. After everything they have shared, she mentions they are moving tomorrow. If he is free, Shen instantly jumps at the opportunity to help his first crush pack up. He promises to show up first thing tomorrow morning. Half an hour later, he finishes up his breakfast and is heading out the door when Manglu calls him yet again. Feeling slightly annoyed, he wonders what is up with her this time. They just spoke 30 minutes ago and he is busy getting ready to go and meet with interior design firms. She just smiles widely, asking if he needs a cute little tag-along. Shen smirks, realizing she wants to tag along, so he agrees. Even though she is a total flirt, having an absolute 10 out of 10 on his arm during business negotiations really pressures the other party to offer a much better deal. Manglu smiles and tells Shen to pick her up from the gym. Soon he arrives and runs into another wealthy guy who asks if he is waiting for a girl. This rich stranger drives a massive G-Wagon and sports a 24-karat gold watch on his wrist. Clearly, he thinks he is a big deal and tries to talk down to Shen, saying his current ride is only fine for regular girls, but the top ones require a G-Wagon. You have to laugh at this guy trying to coach Shen, who already mastered the game and has actual goddesses eating out of his hand. They both look at his car. Just then, Manglu steps out wearing a stunning dress that perfectly highlights every single curve. The wealthy guy smiles, asking if they should go grab some dinner. She smiles and politely apologizes, explaining that she already has plans with a close friend. Looking over at Shen, the wealthy guy suddenly realizes who she means. He is absolutely loaded, but it is all daddy's money. He has zero real power. Spending his own allowance is barely up to him. Now, Shen is on a whole different level. Mr. Fan tries to play big shot and offer to buy Shen lunch on his dime. But Shen shuts him down, saying he hates dining with guys who drive G-Wagons. Talk about a savage move. He completely shuts the guy down without blinking. Mr. Fan just laughs it off, suggesting they hit the road anyway. But Shen keeps moving, flashing a quick smile as he gets into the car. Dale Fan is left standing there, completely baffled by the sudden rejection. He simply cannot understand why Manglu is choosing that basic ride over his sweet G-Wagon. Honestly, that G-Wagon is his entire personality. Later, inside the quiet car, Manglu mentions that Dale drives a 2 million yen car and has been chasing her. Shen could not care less. At this point, 2 million is basically pocket change. She instantly pouts, clearly expecting some kind of dramatic reaction from him. How dare he remain so calm when another guy is actively chasing her with cash? She sighs, pointing out that he is being way too quiet today. Shen sees right through her. After all, he practically wrote the playbook on this. All she wants is to flex her options and make him a little jealous. So he lanes in, smooth as ever, and says men only get excited during exercise. He suggests they could play ball later so she can see his excited side. She nearly jumps out of her seat, blushing red and calling him a total pervert. She keeps pinching his arm, but he quickly corrects himself. He was obviously talking about basketball. She pouts, bringing up the cafe incident. She points out he was not so innocent when he dragged Chen upstairs back then. Shen realizes his secret is out. To deflect, he mentions how free she has been, always calling him up and acting like a total burden to him. She gasps, explaining she actually canceled her private training sessions just for him. Feeling a bit guilty, he listens as she demands a good meal as compensation. He smiles, dropping another slick line, saying he has plenty for her to eat. Manglu mutters under her breath that he always loves taking advantage of people. Shen laughs it off, decides to grab food first, and then head to the firm. Once they arrive at the design firm, he sits down with the chief designer. They review 3 different layout concepts tailored to his exact budget. As they dig into the paperwork, Manglu quietly wonders how much he plans to spend. Right on cue, he casually drops his budget of 20 million yen. Hearing that massive price tag is enough to put her in a daze. Spending double the villa's entire value just on renovations is wild. Only a guy with hundreds of millions to spare would do this. She instantly starts acting extra charming, hoping to catch his eye. Shen just stands up. He chooses the traditional Chinese style, but wants to check other firms first. The designer nods, saying that is a very smart approach. Still, she suggests grabbing dinner together later, even if they do not sign. He laughs, pointing out that he has not even agreed to hire them yet. Dinner seems a bit fast, but she reassures him it is just friendly networking. Apparently, the owner really wants to build a solid connection with Shen. She promises to text him the details and the spot as they walk out. The designer is absolutely ecstatic. A $20 million renovation on a 10 million yen house is something that can easily keep their company afloat for years. She meets with the general manager, who stresses that they must seal the deal and never let this high roller get away. He even decides to bring the prettiest girl in the firm to dinner, as long as the girl accompanying Shen is not his actual girlfriend. Everything should turn out fine. Speaking of that girl accompanying Shen, she tries to tease him by saying the air conditioning is on and it is still hot. Shen does not even glance at her, saying it is not hot at all. She leans closer and he tells her she should get back to work unless she is planning on buying another meal. She says that she wants to be his little shadow for the day, making Shen burst out. Laughing, he likes his shadows to be around 24/7, day and night. He imagines seeing what those legs do after dark. Manglu blushes furiously, calling him a total perv and saying she is going to stick around until the end. Later, Manglu gets a call from Cayenne, who asks what she is doing. Since she is in a car, Cayenne wonders who is driving her, that fancy Mr. Fan, who drives a G-Class. Poor Cayenne has no idea Manglu is busy playing home wrecker for her own best friend. To Cayenne, Mr. Fan is still a decent catch. Second best next to Shen, though not the type to buy someone a 3 million yen house, but definitely someone who would buy her expensive cosmetics and luxury bags. When she hears that she is in a car with Shen, she completely loses her mind, wondering if they actually did the unthinkable. Manglu smiles smugly. Not today, she is just tagging along to help him with renovation plans. She casually slips in the detail that Shen just bought a 10 million yen villa and is spending 20 million yen on those renovations. Hearing this massive amount makes Cayenne lose her mind once again. That guy is casually throwing around millions after millions. All these girls have to do is please him every now and then to live the good life. She feels stranded all alone. The trio was supposed to be broke but happy together, but now her friends are moving faster than the speed of light. It looks like Manglu is also ready to board that luxury cruise. She wonders if it is all because they have much bigger curves than hers. Later, in an extravagant restaurant, Lin, the greasy-haired scumbag, asks his uncle what he is doing here. It turns out the general manager is his uncle. Lin says he is here for a dinner party and hopes they can have a toast together later. He also spots a beautiful redhead standing right near the manager. He blushes, staring at her extraordinary beauty. It looks like the client is a major big shot for his uncle to go out of his way and bring this beautiful girl to dinner. Because his uncle is a relative, he cannot even ask for the girl's number. Soon, the bald manager sees Shen pull up with Manglu by his side. He starts praising Shen for being so young and incredibly rich at the same time. They hit it off nicely, and Shen quickly tells them not to get the wrong idea when they wonder if Manglu is his girlfriend. She is just here to accompany him today. The general manager greets her, but Manglu is not happy about how quickly Shen shut down the idea that she was his girlfriend. Still, beggars cannot be choosers. They are later shown to their private dining room, and Shen greets the redhead beauty, the company's design assistant, Suzuvu. Suzuvu greets Shen courteously and notices how beautiful her hands are, soft as if sculpted from plaster and completely delicate. She is unlike any girl Shen has met, and the general notices him warming up to Sue. This is exactly what the general planned, since his favorite business strategy is basically playing matchmaker. Tonight, they are putting business aside just to focus on getting to know each other. The chief designer nudges Sue, telling her she should offer a nice toast to Shen. She nervously stands up with her glass, softly telling Shen that she has a toast for him. Everyone raises their glass, making a jealous Manglu wonder if they should also drink together. Shen tells her to stop drinking because she needs to drive him around tonight. She smiles and leans in close, promising to listen to him later on. She knows she must play her cards perfectly to land this rich hunk. Sue goes to raise another toast, but Shen suggests she drink tea instead. If alcohol is too much, the general smiles, explaining that young Sue is a senior from South China University, meaning she probably shares plenty in common with Shen. Manglu instantly realizes the old general is trying to sweeten the business deal, offering her as a prize to win Shen over. Classic shady business. It is basically matchmaking with extra steps, like he won some crazy lottery. How did a guy with that face even get inside? Still, the general just smiles, introducing his nephew Lin to Shen, encouraging the two young men to connect. He urges Lin to apologize. Meanwhile, Shen just wonders who this guy even is. Lin has to toast the exact same boy he mocked by offering an Uber ride. Shen tells him to get on with it. Lin looks ready to pass out. Talk about an absolute nightmare. His own uncle is forcing him to flatter Shen. The manager beams, mentioning that Shen just bought a massive villa in Green Valley City for 20 million yen, fully intending to renovate the entire place. Sends Lin straight into an existential crisis. The guy he looked down on is now the VIP guest. Lin can feel Shen's overwhelming pressure suffocating him. While he begs for his uncle's approval, his uncle is desperately pleasing Shen. His pride is gone, completely crushed. With no dignity left, he bends the knee. He bows deeply, shaking as he offers congratulations to the great Mr. Shen. 3 hours later, the banquet finally wraps up. Now, the eager manager asks if Shen wants to head to karaoke, turning to check on Manglu. She feels incredibly hesitant about going out. After all, she maintains a strict routine to keep her killer figure, avoiding late nights and heavy drinking entirely. Sleeping early keeps her healthy, and part of her is relieved to skip drinks. But she also knows that if she leaves right now, she loses her chance. Sue will snatch the prize, meaning more rivals to share Shen's massive wealth with. You can practically hear her gears turning as her mind goes completely wild. She imagines Shen with Sue, knowing his track record when he gets drunk. They would inevitably end up in each other's arms, letting passion take over. Shen would completely lose himself in the moment and promise to take responsibility. She absolutely cannot let that happen, so she volunteers to go instead. The manager immediately books a luxury private room at a nearby karaoke bar. The mood starts off light, but Manglu is already locking targets on Sue. Sue prepares to toast again, but Shen gently tells her to put down the glass. He insists she shouldn't drink if she is genuinely uncomfortable doing so. Sue quietly averts her gaze, softly thanking him for his unexpected kindness. Realizing how helpless she feels, Shen comforts her in this high-pressure environment. He knows it is tough for an ordinary girl to survive an internship here. Manglu watches this and seethes, instantly regretting her life choices tonight. Shen notices and playfully asks if the mighty Manglu needs some attention too. He reminds her that Mr. Fan and his G-Wagon are always waiting to dote on her. Talk about throwing a massive luxury car into the mix just for a reaction. Realizing her entire jealousy trap has completely backfired on her, she stands frozen. She wonders why he keeps bringing up such random things, all her usual moves that work. On guys to turn them into mindless simps have completely failed. Shen is in a league of his own, leaving her as the one trapped instead. Sue smiles, asking if he wants to sing for a while. Shen tells her to just pick whatever song she likes. While Manglu whispers that something is clearly not right here, Sue looks like she is on the verge of having a stroke from sheer stress. Shen claps, then says her gaze shows she feels the same way. She is incredibly stressed out. Flustered, she mutters that her look is full of lust, not love. Shen smirks, watching this gorgeous woman basically throw herself at him, no matter which girl draws a guy in. It always ends the exact same way, rolling under the sheets and doing what they do on the Discovery Channel. Surprisingly, this actually boosts her affinity score up to 68, right near that divine level. She is annoyed that this guy always corners her with his words, but at least he is brutally honest. This girl gets turned on by red flags like those glowing mood lights. He will not pretend to fall in love just to get his way. As Shen begins touching those thick thighs, she blushes and tells him that they are in public. Sure enough, the manager interrupts, telling Shen to have a great time singing next to Sue. The night finally wraps up, and the manager is back to kissing Shen's butt, saying how great it is that they ended things on such a friendly note, and hoping they will get plenty of chances to work together later. He also plugs his company for the renovation job again, promising top-tier professional work. Shen smiles and reassures him. For now, this manager's company is his top choice, and he will definitely consider them first. The sales representative grabs Sue. She gently squeezes her arm and announces that they are leaving. She explains that Sue is her apprentice and promises she will get the girl home safely. Shen considers calling a cab, while Manglu wonders what he plans on doing next. Since the party is over, he decides to just book a room and crash for the night. To her, a hotel room is basically code for a wild night together. She asks if he has somewhere better to stay, prompting Shen to smirk playfully. He jokingly asks her to take him in instead, making her hesitate immediately. Her inner voice screams that if she does not make a move now, she will lose him to Sue. Her affinity level suddenly shoots up to 75, and she flusteredly yelps. She insists she is a proper girl who does not bring men home easily, leaving Shen completely stunned. He is completely taken aback by how straightforward and favorable she is acting. Still being as dense as tofu, he offers to call her a cab, making her mutter angrily. She snaps that she does not want to go back, leaving Shen utterly confused. He wonders where she will sleep as she flails her arms, calling him a bully. She complains that she has already dropped so many obvious hints, which makes Shen smirk. He chuckles and agrees to pick a different hotel, politely opening the car door for her. As they sit in the back seat together, Manglu is incredibly nervous while Shen just zones out. She quietly hopes he will be gentle with her tonight and not overly aggressive. The driver is absolutely green with envy, and honestly, can we even blame him? With a godlike system helping him level up and beautiful women constantly surrounding him. His life is 50% cold hard cash and 50% gorgeous ladies. 100% pure delusion, yet somehow it actually works. He definitely cashed out his lifetime of luck. They later arrive at a Grand Marriott hotel. Shen immediately books a high-end executive suite for a full month. The price tags at 110,000 yen, even though she knows he is an absolute millionaire. She still cannot quite wrap her head around how casually he pays. Shen does not mind. After all, her high affinity level means he gets triple that cash back soon. Spending money is basically a game now. She stares out the massive, beautiful windows, overlooking the vast city skyline, and smiles, despite feeling like she is betraying her closest friend. She genuinely hopes for a good start. Speaking of good starts, our guy completely loses himself in the moment, appreciating her highly generous curves and exploring her body like a hidden treasure map. He slides off her underwear and she gasps in surprise, telling him to close the heavy curtains. Shen only smirks. He prefers doing it right against the glass, since no taller buildings stand nearby. They are completely safe. She shivers but remains completely silent. Shen continues his passionate onslaught for the rest of the night. After hours of intense action, Shen finally wakes up next to Manglu. He never expected her to have such an incredibly sensitive body, worrying she might exhaust herself completely. He reaches for her again. The man is absolutely drowning in luxury while ordinary guys starve. She tells him to calm down, they just woke up. She also silently notes that she must double her stamina training just to keep pace with him. Shen smiles, whispering sweetly that he actually held back until the morning. Lily whispers that he is incredibly strong, asking for a bit more rest to recharge her energy. Shen happily agrees because she has been such a sweet partner. He suddenly offers to buy her a car, anything under 3 million. She cannot believe her ears. Her absolute best catch was a guy with a 2 million yen G-Wagon. Now this wealthy man offers a luxury ride so casually. Realizing she is getting a 3 million car, a dream she never expected to achieve. Alone, she eagerly throws her arms around Shen, holding him incredibly close, wondering if she can really put herself first. She passionately promises to love him forever. Shen smiles, melting in her arms. Shadi went from morally confused to completely obedient instantly. The change of heart happened the moment she heard 3 million. The more he spends, the more he earns. Spending 3 million means getting 9 million back. Still, he quietly wonders how Chen will react if he buys her friend a car, equaling her entire house. She sweetly smiles, mentioning she has wanted a Porsche. It is only a little over 2 million, so Shen easily tells her to get it, while thinking she suddenly remembers Chen mentioning she loved a Maserati. This genuinely catches him off guard. Does she really love Maseratis? She confirms it. Is he planning to buy one? Shen smirks. He will definitely not beat around the bush. He is absolutely considering it, though she feels a bit of lingering jealousy about Chen getting a house and car totaling 5 million. She reminds herself to stay content. Chinchin later texts Manglu, saying a close friend saw her at the Marriott. Manglu simply smirks, claiming someone took her out because she was incredibly drunk. It was all Shen. Her heart softens at the very memory. Shinchin grimaces in absolute disgust. What a total trash bag to pursue her friend. Especially after making it seem like Shen forced her. Knowing her, she probably initiated. Who initiated everything? Shen-chan feels the cold breeze of poverty like an old friend. Dropped by to visit. Every time her friends level up, poverty walks up right behind her, whispering, "Did you miss me?" Shen, though, is getting ready to tackle his day. He promises to transfer the money straight to her. Account for her new car. Her affinity level instantly boosts to 86. She is so close, just 4 points away from 90, and Shen just smiles. That is their highest affection score yet. Later, on his way home, Chen calls him. She wants him to stop by her cafe and try her new coffee brews. Shen smiles. Sorry, he says, he is pretty busy today. But he wants to buy her a car, so they should go car shopping. She raises her eyebrows. He literally just got her a house and now a car. She warns him not to throw cash away. This girl is pure wife material, unlike those other gold diggers after him. Shen just smiles, saying he loves spoiling his woman. Besides, it is not like they lack cash. She still insists they should just get a basic Class B car, nothing flashy. But Shen refuses to buy his girl anything under 2 million yen. She still says no because that is crazy expensive. Chen keeps begging him not to waste money even though he buys properties like snacks. Talk about absolute wife material. First a house and now a supercar. Seriously, where is he getting this cash? Is he running a cartel? Shen reminds her that her birthday is coming up. She honestly suspects he is a kingpin because he is too rich. In reality, he just has a godlike system. It can be an early birthday gift. So she shouldn't feel guilty. After all, her man is filthy rich. Suddenly, Shen feels a pang of guilt about what happened with Mangalu. He wonders how Chen will react if she finds out. He cannot keep hiding this forever. It is time to come clean. Chen nervously says that she would mind. She knows she cannot change his playful nature, but if something does happen, he should keep it a secret so her heart won't break. Shen pauses. Sighing, he tells Chen not to worry. She has a special place in his heart. She asks if she is truly the first girl to hear that. Shen reassures her that absolutely nobody else comes close. Tears of pure joy pool in her eyes. She believes Shen, saying she only wants him to stop by once a week for coffee at her shop and a meal at her place when he is free. He realizes she is a keeper, a rare diamond among cheap glass. She treats him so well and always tries to save his cash. If he ever goes broke, she will stick around until the very end. Shen promises he will keep her company often. After all, he has to make up for lost time. She wonders if his makeup plan is proper and not just some silly excuse to goof off. He simply smiles, telling her she already knows his outstanding character. She bursts out laughing at the mention of his supposed morals. Honestly, his self-control is weaker than my will to live. She tells him to stop chatting because they have actual work to do. Shen realizes being a playboy is tough work, but it is an honest living. He wonders how other guys juggle multiple girls. Just then, he runs into the professor carrying 2 heavy crates. After greeting her, he grabs the boxes and accidentally knocks the lid clean off the top one. Turns out it is packed with her intimate wear, and they fly everywhere like. His mind runs completely wild, picturing the beautiful professor in some tiny swimsuits, asking him which color suits her better, the green or the pink. He instantly snaps his thoughts back to reality while the professor gathers all the clothes. She then loads all the heavy crates into the car. The crew wishes them a very safe trip. As Shen starts the engine, the professor sighs and explains that her sister used to be different. She was once a warm person with a boyfriend, but that guy turned out to be a total cheater, good-looking but incredibly rotten inside. That bad experience made her cold to men. Shen gasps in fake horror, declaring that those trashy guys deserve to be completely castrated for their crimes. Talk about irony. She laughs, asking if he is a scumbag too. Shen happily lives in his own delusion of being a sweet, innocent gentleman. No way. The only part of his claim that is actually true is his giant asset. The professor smiles, mentioning she has 0 experience when it comes to guys. Shen immediately wonders what she thinks of him. Suddenly, her heart flutters and her cheeks turn bright red, giving him the perfect answer. She looks up in shock, asking him to repeat what he just said. Shen simply smirks, telling her it was just a joke and asks why she is so nervous. She quickly looks away, blushing as if our boy just popped the big marriage question right then and there. She is glad it is a joke. Later, they finally finish unpacking her boxes. At the new apartment, she happily offers to treat him to dinner, but our boy is craving a different reward. He lines in clothes, suggesting a much better payment, and seals the deal with a kiss, sliding his hand down her lower back. She weakly tells him to stop. Fortunately, Mangi arrives right on time and bangs on the door, interrupting just as our boy was about to get lucky. Blocked again, this sister is a total buzzkill. He tells her not to worry and opens the door. Mangi bursts inside, immediately asking her sister why she is so red. She asks if she got a sunburn, completely unaware of the physical heat. The professor quickly lies, claiming she is just coming down with a bad fever. Deep down, she actually finds his shamelessness thrilling, but if Mangi ever found out what he was planning, Mangi would definitely slice him up and feed him to the dogs. Instead, she covers for Shen, saying he is here for student council business. Shen takes his cue to leave, promising to stop bothering them for today, even though he secretly wishes he could stay and play out his wildest fantasies. But she keeps ruining his plans. Later on, Mangi seriously grills her sister about what she truly thinks of Shen, warning her not to act completely clueless. Seriously, they are way too close for a normal student and teacher at this point. Mangi comments that while Shen is clearly a very talented young man, he is definitely a massive red flag in the trust department. She wants her sister to make a smart decision and keep her eyes wide open. The professor is left to seriously ponder her words, totally unaware of what awaits. Poor girl, she has no idea she is already locked into his harem route. 1 hour later, a gorgeous student walks into the cafeteria wearing an incredibly short skirt and waves enthusiastically at Shen. This is Yingyi, head of the radio station. Shen smirks and asks her how long she has been waiting there. She pouts, claiming she has been waiting forever, but she actually just arrived. Later, Shen compliments Yingzi on her voice, noting it sounds different from the radio. She reminds him that she always gets into character for her broadcast work. Her natural, everyday voice just sounds like this, and they quickly pivot to business. But their talk is cut short when a muscle-headed guy calls out to Yingzi. He proudly boasts that he brought her favorite drink before glaring daggers at Shen. Shen immediately realizes this guy is trying to win Yingzi over with some cheap milk tea. Without even turning around, Yingzi coldly tells him she does not drink milk tea anymore. That icy rejection completely shatters the poor guy's pride and confidence. He whimpers like a rejected puppy, absolutely devastated by her cold shoulder. He walked 5 kilometers and waited 20 minutes in a massive line for that drink. But she could not care less, telling him to buzz off as he continues whining. The surrounding crowd watches the pathetic display, feeling incredibly embarrassed for him. People even begin whispering rumors, wondering if Yingzi is actually pursuing Shen. Fang just happens to be standing in the crowd, overhearing these spicy rumors. Furious that some radio host is moving in on her man, she rushes forward to stop it. Everyone wants a piece of this Greek god now that he is no longer broke. She has no idea he has a whole lineup of side girls on speed dial. Fang just grins. She leans in way too close, asking him about his glasses as she slides even nearer. She presses right up against his chest and makes a teasing comment. She points out that he has been skipping classes lately, asking if he plans to ruin his grades. Now that he is loaded, is he giving up? Yui realizes Fang is just showing off. She wants to mark her territory with Shen. Yui tells him she is heading back now. They can discuss their arrangement later. Meanwhile, the guys watching this completely lose it. They cannot believe their eyes. 2 absolute goddesses are literally fighting over Shen. The broke students are completely devastated. A few of them are so incredibly shocked. They wonder when such a legendary badass senior even showed up at their school. Fang just giggles nervously. Deep down, she feels incredibly threatened. She hates her cute dress and lovely voice, but without missing a beat, Shen speaks up. Shen says it is all about the school entrepreneurship center, the committee. Wants him to coordinate with her. Still, he knows Fang is getting quite possessive. He wonders how he will handle public relations if she keeps acting like this. She smirks, wishing they could spend a lot more private time together. Leaning closer, she whispers that she wants something cold today. That is basically code for an intimate session later. She turns to Lev, giving him a great view. He gets a perfect eyeful of her assets, just as Shen decides to go buy protection. His phone rings. It is Manglu. She is thrilled because she finally found a car. The ride costs $2.5 million. Without even batting an eye, he transfers the money. This instantly wins Manglu over. She sends him a heart emoji and asks if he is free tonight to see 2 brand new outfits. Shen highly doubts she will be wearing those clothes for very long around him. Our boy is officially in the biggest dilemma of his life. Chen and Fang both want his attention, while Manglu wants to thank him with an intimate joy ride. What is he supposed to do? It is hard not to feel bad for him. Anyone would gladly trade places to help him. Meanwhile, Chenin blushes and looks away. She knows this is a very tough decision. Back at the school counselor's home, the sisters are finally finishing up dinner, while the counselor offers to go out. For groceries, Mang suggests inviting Shen over instead. Just hearing his name is enough to turn the gorgeous professor's face bright red. Mang simply grins, telling her sister to invite him so he can properly thank them. For moving, she remembers what a bad boy he is, making her heart race fast. Mang just smirks, proving she is quite a mischievous baddie herself. She knows exactly how Shen operates and wants to test him. They text him, and his trouble immediately increases tenfold, along with managing 3 beautiful girls. He now has to handle his gorgeous professor, while average guys worry if they can even afford instant ramen for dinner. This guy has to decide which beauty to visit first and who needs to be scheduled for later. He ultimately realizes he must become a master of time management to handle everyone. During the very same night, even though he tries not to overcomplicate things, he still ends up arriving at the counselor's house. She looks like the main course herself and runs away giggling. He steps inside. He looks around, wondering why this place suddenly feels so cozy. He also wonders where their usual third wheel, Mang, went. The counselor whispers she is taking a shower once he realizes that annoying little witch is not around for. Now he gets bold. The counselor tells him to sit in the living room and relax while she gets dinner ready, but this guy is not hungry for food at all. He leans in with a smirk, his hair covering his eyes like a spicy anime protagonist, telling her not to worry since there is still half a meter of space. But then he immediately pulls her close, whispering directly into her ear that they have plenty of time while her sister is in the shower. He kisses her, but the professor pushes him away just as Mang arrives. She says she is ready for dinner. The angry professor warns him that if he keeps misbehaving, she will write him up. Later, they all sit down for dinner and he praises their cooking, even joking that world-famous chefs like Gordon Ramsay have nothing on them. Mang easily sees right through his cheesy lines and tells him to stop. She has some questions for him and immediately starts grilling him about how many girlfriends he has had, and he actually answers honestly. After all, those other ladies on his phone are not girlfriends, they are side options. She is surprised, noting that he certainly has plenty of experience. She worries that since her sister has never dated, Shen might be too much. If she ever finds out he is juggling 5 beauties and plans to add her sister as the 6th, she might just have a stroke. Next, she asks about his family and he mentions his younger sister. 10 minutes later, he is finally done with the interrogation. He decides to get playful and slides his foot over the counselor's ankle. She immediately freezes, wondering how he can dare to be this bold right in front of Mang. She tries to escape by offering to wash fruits, but Shen says there is no need. he is running late and needs to leave. Mang cannot believe her sister is acting so strange, isn't. She's supposed to be happy and trying to smooth things over. She begs Shen to stay a bit longer, but he politely takes his leave like a gentleman. After all, he has some business to attend to. Once he is gone, Mang teases her sister, telling her she needs to test Shen more. The professor tries to catch her breath. After all, they are not even dating, but he moves like a smooth criminal. Speaking of which, she is now over at his apartment, probably using the excuse of drinking water again. Shen innocently reminds her that she was supposed to stop by the cafe so he could try her coffee. He just smirks, asking if she brought that gray business suit and black stockings along. Looks like he is in the mood for some special lessons. She nervously wonders why he wants to try some roleplay. He tells her to trust him, and she reluctantly agrees. He casually reminds her that this will make up for several 100 million yen at once. 5 minutes later, she is dressed in that business suit, looking absolutely stunning. Her massive assets threaten to burst right out of the fabric. Shen smirks, telling her she will understand everything eventually, before finally tasting those peaches. 1.5 hours later, he has Chen completely breathless and exhausted. He has been going hard for the last 90 minutes, finally boosting her affinity score to 90. Shen wonders what kind of massive rewards he gets for breaking past 90. The system clearly favors him. He just hit 90 affinity again. First of all, he gets a 5 million yen credit for car shopping. Second is an exclusive skill, and third is a massive upgrade to his personal weapon. At this point, seriously, where do I sign up to get a cheat system like that? He looks down, amazed to see his weapon grow into a sledgehammer. With a legendary tool now ready, he can handle anything. He is ready to keep his ladies breathless all night long. Shen innocently asks what is wrong, then lets her test the joystick. He teases that this is her reward for dressing exactly how he likes. She is completely worn out after their intense session. She weakly asks why he feels so completely different, leaving her with zero strength. Shen just grins, keeping his little secret to himself while watching her react. He quietly promises to show her even bigger surprises very soon. Shen smirks, incredibly pleased with the massive reward he got from boosting her affinity. Now it is time to check out the special skill he just unlocked. It turns out he gets to pick one unique skill from a list of 7 options. He can choose cooking, professional racing, dancing, basketball, or martial arts. There is even an option to be a simple appliance repairman. Normally, a combat skill would be the smartest move to protect himself, especially since he is filthy rich and surrounded by beautiful women all the time. He might actually need to fight off some jealous thugs eventually. But right before choosing, his mind takes a sudden detour into the gutter. What if the beautiful professor's television breaks down and she needs help fixing it? He starts picturing a very specific, classic scenario playing out in her living room. We all know exactly what kind of spicy video starts with a broken television. Back in reality, Chen points out how sweaty he got from all that hard work. Since she is short on cash, she offers to help dry him off. She gently blow-dries his hair so he does not catch a cold. Seeing her do this, Shen realizes the repairman skill could unlock some incredible opportunities. He also cannot help but wonder what happens when his third girl hits 90. Suddenly, Chen slowly struggles to stand up after their incredibly exhausting marathon. She quickly calls her mother, urgently asking if everything is okay at home. She begs her to let her know immediately if they need any financial help. Shen watches her in confusion, wondering what could have caused this sudden panic. With tears welling up, she explains that her father just suffered a stroke. She starts crying, blaming herself for not going back home after her blind date. She feels responsible because her absence caused him to drink heavily. Shen immediately offers to drive her, but she refuses to let him travel overnight. She plans to leave tomorrow instead, and Shen insists on coming along with her. But Chen knows they are not official, making it awkward to bring him around now. She gently tells him not to worry and says she can handle it alone. Shen smiles warmly, reminding her to call him if she ever needs money. The following morning, he wakes up to find a handwritten letter from her. It says she had to leave early, but she still left him some breakfast. She is absolute wife material, making him breakfast and not caring about money one bit. Plus, this professor is nothing like the possessive Fang, truly a cut above the rest. She is the ultimate dream girl. Just then his phone rings. It is Yingxia, smiling. Warmly, she asks him to choose the new desks and chairs for their upcoming conference. He tells her he is fine with anything, but she eagerly promises he will love her final choice. To Shen, she seems like a pretty great girl, with a wonderfully bright attitude. Too bad that warm, sweet vibe completely vanishes. The second her hopeless simp approaches her, meekly asking what they should do next. This poor guy is literally sweeping the floor for her. Still, Yingxia tells him to stop following her around. The simp desperately mutters that he only wanted to help, but Yingxia snaps, warning him to stay out of student council affairs since he is not even a member. She tells him to get lost. Before she files an official complaint, he watches her leave, feeling utterly crushed. Chasing her for 3 long years, only for some ridiculously rich, handsome guy to sweep her off her feet. Speaking of our handsome millionaire, Yingxia is reeling over how easily Shen dropped 10 million yen without a single second thought. She begins to wonder if his net worth reaches hundreds of millions. She has absolutely no idea his wealth is endless, thanks to a divine gold card in his hands. Soon, her thoughts drift to some rather wild, inappropriate fantasies. She imagines being his secretary, offering special personal treats in exchange for favors. With that level of cash, he surely won't settle for just one partner. Still, she is determined to stand out and lock down this handsome millionaire. Meanwhile, Chen frantically runs back to her hometown, bursting into her house, asking about her father, fearing a terrible stroke has left him in a vegetable state. But it was actually a trap to force her on a blind date with a corporate guy. Her mother quickly apologizes for the lie, reminding her she turns 27 next month. The family is incredibly stressed because she is still completely single, even bringing up her cousin who already has 2 children. Just then, a smug auntie introduces her son, Dong. He runs a business earning over $10 million. Clearly trying to impress Chen, the mom even whispers about his fancy assets like his private house and car. Dong tries acting humble, mentioning he drives a Series 5, though he claims it is nothing special. He then presents a gold ring to her mother as a small appreciation gift. He brags it is pure gold, worth 3,000, though he claims it is cheap. Her mother, unlike her daughter, is completely starstruck by a mere 3,000 yen. The smug auntie promises he will be the perfect son-in-law. Everything seems to be going smoothly, but wait. They have no clue Shen could buy his entire life with pocket change. Chen quickly leads her mother into another room. Her mom immediately starts yelling, furious that Dong is waiting outside. Chen simply reminds her mother how she was ruthlessly deceived into coming here. Her mother snaps back, pointing out her single status and how her cousin already raised 2 children. Chen honestly cannot believe this. She does not care if her bragging cousin has kids, as if that is some massive life achievement. Frustrated, she texts Shen, explaining her desperate situation. He immediately replies, telling her to hang tight because he is already on his way. Seeing his reply, she blushes warmly and tells her. She tells her mother that a friend is coming. Soon, the father is getting along with Dong and his mom. Then, Shen walks in carrying several gift bags. Everyone stares, wondering who this random guy is. Shen just smiles, introducing himself as Chen's boyfriend while handing out all the expensive gifts. The look on Dong and his mother's faces, absolutely priceless. Even her father can't believe she actually has a partner. Shen casually whips out jewelry worth 300,000 yen for the parents. Instantly, their faces turn pale. Everyone except Chen, who is loving this drama. Now Dong looks at his mother like he just got slapped. Didn't she say that? Chen was single. The aunt starts panicking too. Chen brought home gorgeous guy and the dude is filthy rich. He showed up with over 300,000 yen worth of gifts on his very first visit. He wonders if it is a total scam. The aunt whispers, promising to expose him. She turns her eyes on Shen, introducing herself as the aunt. Her first question is about his age, and he says 21. The aunt immediately stirs the pot, saying he is 6 years younger than Chen. She clearly doesn't know our boy. Actually prefers mature women when he wants to have a good, fun time. She just can't accept that a 27-year-old is dating a wealthy younger guy, even. The parents are getting a bit uneasy. Shen smiles, explaining he is in financial investments and other big industries. The aunt tries to act casual, but she is convinced he is faking. She asks if he owns a house, and Shen reveals they actually own two. One is under his name, the other is hers. Dong's mind is completely blown. He tells himself this guy is definitely bluffing. The aunt then tells him to stop pretending to be someone he is not. After all, honesty is the best policy. She refuses to believe a kid bought two prime properties in an expensive city. There is no way he bought one for Chen. Fed up, Chen pulls out her phone, flashing the actual sales agreement and receipts. Her parents and aunt stare at the contract, wondering if it is fake. Shen decides to pull a absolute power move by transferring 1 million yen directly to Chen for home decor. He thinks they probably think he is a scammer, so he will prove them wrong right now. Chen, being the perfect wife material, tells him that 1 million yen for home decor is just too much. Everyone stares at the receipt, having never seen so many zeros in their entire lives. Even Auntie is completely blown away. Dong finally realizes this young man is on a whole different level. He has enough wealth to buy Dong's family 10 times over, making Dong secretly glad he stopped fighting. Competing is simply impossible, so he quietly gathers up his cheap gifts. He slinks away like a total loser, just trying to salvage what is left of his pride. The guy even decides to get Shen's contract, hoping to keep him close. But then Shen reveals the house he bought Chen cost 3 million yen, while his own is 10 million. Dong immediately begins kissing his boots, hoping to secure some kind of connection. Even Auntie completely switches sides, declaring him part of the family and apologizing for being so blunt. Everyone softens up. Now they finally start bonding. Chen's parents feel genuinely happy knowing their daughter is in such caring hands. A 10 out of 10 beauty suddenly rushes forward, throwing her arms around Chen and calling her big sister. Though she is actually the younger sister, they look almost exactly like twins. Shen greets her and immediately notices how beautiful she is. This family is blessed. They sit down for a warm family dinner where Shen takes a moment to thank her parents. He thanks them for raising such an incredible daughter, making her the perfect girlfriend. Moreover, he offers to buy them a brand new house and a luxury car. Auntie is stunned. Is this guy seriously some kind of young, hornier Elon Musk? He is buying houses for both Chen and her parents before they even get married. Her parents politely refuse the expensive car, saying they rarely travel these days anyway. But the younger sister urges them to accept, calling it disrespectful to refuse. Finally, someone is sensible. She knows how to treat an incredibly wealthy brother-in-law. They are also gifted a massive 280-meter house. Chen promises to visit often as they finally relax together after the wild night. She cuddles in his arms, thanking him deeply for taking such good care of her family. He smiles, saying it is his duty, but wonders if her parents will let them share a room. Chen blushes crimson and whispers a promise to sneak into his bed once everyone falls asleep. Right at 11 p.m., she quietly slips under his covers, whispering to see if he is awake. He was wide awake. Honestly, he had been waiting for this exact moment all night. Suddenly, he grabs her wrist, teasingly asking how he could sleep without talking. He pulls her close, though talking seems like a major understatement for what happens next. Chen is left trembling under his intense gaze as things quickly start heating up. And of course, all that noise was bound to wake up the little sister. She creeps over to the door, peeking inside to see her sister getting some serious action. He is totally dedicated. Shen takes his late-night boyfriend duties very seriously. The younger sister's eyes go wide, even though she has seen plenty of adult videos before. Hearing them, she quickly realizes her brother. Seeing Shen completely spoil her older sister, the younger sister decides to run away because she cannot bear to watch anymore. After 9 minutes of showering, Chen finally returns to the room and finds her younger sister hugging her tight like she just survived facing a terrifying dragon. She is surprised to see the little one is still awake. She leans in closer and the younger sister cuddles up to sleep. As they hug, Chen looks away, blushing, realizing her little sister has grown into quite the beauty. At noon the next day, Yings shows Shen his brand new office, asking if he wants any changes. Everything is perfect. Shen quickly realizes just how capable his new secretary is. Having an efficient helper makes life so much easier. Yings even prepared a list of candidates for him. He takes the file, glancing down at the very first candidate on the list. Her photo is so heavily photoshopped that she is completely unrecognizable. This immediately ruins his mood. He tosses the photos and focuses on the actual business plans. Suddenly, it hits him. Shen is the only logical mind on this campus. The other students are total amateurs, pitching basic pet stores and generic cafes. One wild proposal even suggests opening a spicy adult undergarment shop right on school grounds. Shen actually wants to meet this self-proclaimed genius face-to-face. Did he not think about the sheer embarrassment of getting spotted by classmates? Honestly, who can blame him? These proposals are utter garbage. No way is he sinking 10 million yen into these terrible ideas. He suddenly imagines himself as an old man rolling around in a wheelchair, desperately trying to look cool next to some gorgeous young girl in a tiny bikini. Sure, his god system gives him triple refunds, but he cannot rely on that trick forever. Otherwise, he will end up as a creepy old man chasing beach girls just to survive. He refuses to be a simple sugar daddy. Shen wants to be a true corporate titan. This cafe incubator is just the very beginning of his legendary rise. If all goes well, he could become the next Elon Musk or Steve Jobs. He pictures his face on the cover of Time magazine wearing a tailored suit. To achieve that, he must turn his startup into a massive global chain. It is time to step up and start earning like a real man. He firmly tells Yings to never bring him such brainless proposals ever again. They need to scrap this and restart the entire process from scratch. Yings gently points out that their current applicant pool is simply too small. So Shen instructs her to push heavy promotions using her role in the youth leg. Leveraging her radio channel position, she gladly agrees to back his grand plans. She promises to air advertisements during both the morning and evening shows. He also commands Yings to personally filter every single business idea beforehand. Only the absolute best plans should reach his desk, and she professionally accepts the task. Yings promises to handle it immediately, leaving Shen feeling deeply satisfied. He already has wealth, influence, and beauty, but commanding others is a whole new high. Now he understands what he truly craved all along was real authority. Having incredibly skilled allies like Yings is the true key to building his empire. He needs to win over powerful partners while continuing to charm the ladies. While he is busy mapping out his future, things are very different elsewhere. Across town, Manglu is currently getting chewed out by her boss for arriving late. But she honestly does not care about this loud-mouthed idiot anymore. She calmly points out that she requested leave and notified the entire team. Her boss aggressively barks back, claiming he never officially signed off on it. She reminds him that he threatened to reject it unless she agreed to go out with him. Manglu tells him to take his pathetic, sleazy tactics somewhere else. Furious, the boss threatens to dock her salary, claiming it is company policy. But having just secured the ultimate wealthy benefactor, Manglu could not care less. Female trainer tells her boss she is quitting right now and walks out. The muscle-headed boss's gym bro arrives, asking if Mangalu actually quit. The idiot still believes that Mangalu will come crawling back to him because her clients are tied to the gym, leaving her with absolutely nothing to do. But wait, when they spot a brand new Porsche pulling up, they are completely shocked. As soon as Mangalu gets inside, she calls her sugar daddy, explaining she was just fired and needs some comforting. Looking at her stunning assets, he immediately decides to hire her as his personal trainer. She blushes and she teases him, asking about her reward as his trainer. Shen just smiles, promising to meet up later to discuss her reward. She responds with a digital heart, promising to wait in the executive suite tonight. Her promise is to be completely ready by 8:30 p.m., eagerly waiting for his arrival. When Shen finally arrives, Manglo tries to play hard to get, questioning his lateness. She asks if he thinks he can still enter. Too bad she has zero leverage here. Shen turns to leave. She immediately panics, losing all her cool. She rushes over to grab his hand, begging him not to walk away. Admitting she was just playing around, she backpedals quickly to regain some favor. She desperately apologizes in a panic, babbling on about trying to set the perfect mood. Shen just smirks, demanding she beg for his presence to prove her true sincerity. But the moment his arm gets trapped in her soft, welcoming embrace, he quickly decides she is definitely sincere, especially with two great reasons to stay. Immediately diving right in, he gets a very firm grip on those trained assets. Manglo smiles and crawls onto the bed, calling him daddy with a teasing look. She asks how he plans to punish her, completely unaware of the storm that is coming. Unaware of what is coming, Shen lines in, asking her to repeat it. She whispers the magic word right into his ear, instantly getting his engine revving. Loving the sound of that, he decides it is time to turn up the heat. After a solid hour of non-stop action on the bed, Manglo is completely worn out. Forget about the cash, with absolute skills like his, he could easily capture any heart. Shen just stares down at her defeated form, teasing the self-proclaimed elite trainer. He challenges her to keep up, delivering another heavy round of absolute punishment. She cannot believe they literally just finished, and he is already good to go again. 2 full hours of intense physical activity leaves her entirely out of breath. She honestly thought she was about to cross over directly to the other side. Seriously, whatever happened to his promise of being gentle, Shen only smirks at her. He claims he was being perfectly gentle, only using 50% of his actual power. She calls him an absolute liar, pointing out his wild display earlier at the cafe. Shen realizes his newly acquired passive skills and stamina boosts are almost too powerful. It is simply way too much for any ordinary person to keep up with. He even notices that all this constant, exhausting cardio has caused him to lose weight. The system alerts him that his weight dropped by 2 kilograms and his health points fell. Needing to actually get fit, Shen whispers a suggestion directly into her ear. They will do some real exercise tomorrow morning. Manglo immediately starts panicking. She nervously wonders if he means more of the same exhausting bedroom routine. Shen reassures her that he means actual gym training, which instantly gets her excited. She can finally be useful, teasingly pointing out that he is pretty skinny. Glaring at her, he warns that such remarks might keep her in bed for a month. She instantly backpedals, calling him daddy and promising never to push his buttons again. Her goal is to design a professional workout plan to optimize his body fat percentage. After she heads back to her room, Shen prepares to start his journey. They plan to meet up at the local gym for their first session. She even offers to buy him some proper athletic gear to get things rolling. The system registers his brand new goal of achieving the ultimate physical condition. Good health is key to a perfect life, and the system sweetens the deal. If he hits his target weight and body fat percentage within 30 days, he gets a flawless peak physique for 2 whole years. He just has to train moderately and keep a champion build for the rest of his life. He immediately accepts the quest, promising to lock in on his fitness goals. He also realizes there are plenty of other areas that need serious work: speech, business, and investments. After all, fitness is just one of many areas where he can level up. With this crazy celestial daddy system on his side, he can outpace everyone in a single month without touching a single steroid. Manglu arrives, carrying a homemade healthy breakfast and lunch for him. She proudly points out, cooking it all at 6 in the morning. The food looks amazing, packed with protein and healthy carbs. Shen is shocked she is actually useful outside of the bedroom. Manglu pouts that she worked incredibly hard, so he cannot tease her like last night. Shen teases her, asking if torment was really the only thing she felt last night. She immediately gets flustered and tells him to hurry up and eat so they can head to the gym. The moment they step inside, every guy within 12 meters stares right at Manglu, wondering why such an absolute baddie is walking with Shen. One of them even feels something rising, and it is definitely not the shield hero. Another jacked guy wonders why she is hanging out with a skinny guy like Shen. It turns out Ting's ex is also at this gym, desperately trying to get fit to win her back. He spots Shen and wonders how this guy got next to a total goddess and fitness queen. He cannot believe that Shen cycles through girls as quickly as he swaps credit cards. Manglu starts going over the workout routine they have scheduled for today, but Shen just wants to eat fresh tofu, which is his secret code for cuddling for another 3 hours. Meanwhile, Ankh still cannot understand why Ting dumped him without giving a single reason. He is completely blocked on all social media, which is why he is here working out too. Win her back. Ankh does not know that the gym won't help, but maybe plastic surgery can. He decides to ruin everything by exposing Shen for dating multiple girls at once. He walks right up to Shen, calling him buddy and asking why he is here. Shen coldly asks if he wants something. After some quick back and forth, Shen tells him to get lost and let them get back to their workout. Manglu is furious. How dare this guy interrupt their precious quality time? Ankh realizes that Manglu wants him gone immediately, but he brings up spotting Shen with Fang at the mall recently. He waits with a smirk, expecting the massive drama to unfold, hoping Manglu will start screaming at Shen for having another girl, but Manglu does not even blink and simply continues helping Shen with his workout. Ankh is completely humiliated and desperately tries to repeat that Shen is seeing someone else. Shen gets annoyed and tells him that is enough. Why is he bothering them when they are not even friends? Ankh keeps trying to stir the pot, completely unaware that Manglu simply does not care how many side girls Shen keeps, as long as he keeps sharing his immense wealth and giving her plenty of attention. She even snaps at Ankh to mind his own business, saying she does not mind if he dates 3 girls at once. What if he bought that other woman too? Designer bags worth 100,000 yen. She gazes at Shen with absolute devotion, telling him he can spend his money on whoever he wants as long as he is happy. After all, if he is happy, she is happy too. She figures that if that other girl received expensive bags, she got a crazy 2 million yen car. That is just too good to pass up. Anko's cheap provocation has the old uncle on the verge of having a stroke. He cannot comprehend how Manglu is totally fine with being cheated on and still happy. She roasts him, telling him to get lost since his face ruins their workout. For them to focus on training, Anko scurries off like a beaten dog. Shen is just glad that Manglu is his personal trainer and assistant, and he is also fully clear about her position. She is not competing to be his main girl. After an intense 2-hour training session, Manglu compliments him on a great job done, promising to crank up the intensity tomorrow. Shen jokingly tells her that he will crank up the heat at night while she handles the daytime workouts. She leans in close, promising more weight tomorrow. Shen casually tells her. Innocently that they should shower to clean off the sweat. Later, he lines in clothes and decides to make her even stickier. He moves in to touch third base, and after 1 hour, they are finally finished with their shower. Her mind is blown. She accidentally calls him husband before quickly correcting herself by calling him daddy, asking if he is heading back to university. He tells her to stay at his place tonight, but she prefers her own small apartment, feeling this place is far too big to be alone. He agrees, and her affinity immediately shoots up to 88. She even calls him daddy again, and Shen smirks. He is just 2 points away from level 90, unlocking another divine gift. Later at college, Ui is waiting with her loyal admirer for Shen. He is highly annoyed by the creep following her. Ui apologizes, explaining that this persistent loser keeps following her just to see him. The boy introduces himself, asking to join Shen's startup team. After all, the more the merrier. This poor idiot does not realize that Shen's crew is strictly reserved for gorgeous girls. Instead of a warm welcome, he gets a door slammed right in his face. The loser still does not take the hint. Even when they pull the blinds, he lingers outside, wondering if things are getting spicy inside. Talk about an unwanted distraction. Shen gets right to business, asking Ui for a quick progress update. She reveals that their views are steadily climbing, but still not where they need to be. Shen plans to launch a clever campaign to boost their popularity. When she wonders what he has in mind, he instructs her to start rumors about a mysterious, handsome young investor backing their brand new startup. He basically tells her to spread plenty of juicy gossip and slowly leak the real details bit by bit. She cannot quite comprehend his plan, but decides to follow his orders without question. Shen reminds her that this hype will make their popularity skyrocket, and they will secure a massive pool of applicants to easily land the best business candidates. He also has a hidden motive to rack up massive prestige points and win over the gorgeous senior and freshman female students on campus. Ui decides to let unofficial accounts leak the gossip, while their official page fuels the comments to build maximum hype. With the plan set, Shen asks what she wants in return. Ui is taken aback by his bluntness. She steadies her breathing and decides to be completely honest. She was hoping for a romantic connection, but it seems he is strictly business right now. She explains that next semester her internship begins, and landing a decent job in this economy is almost impossible. Though she wants to work for him and earn better money, Shen smirks, just as expected from a clever college student. She knows exactly what she wants and will follow him anywhere. He asks how much she wants, and she nervously whispers 8,000 yen a month. To her, that amount is 3 times her actual market value. Shen casually promises to pay her 10,000 yen a month, along with some extra bonuses. Her eyes widen in total shock. She never expected such a massive salary, and she quietly wonders if those extra rewards mean something else entirely. Just as things are getting good, a creep squeals, asking what the two of them are doing. Shen is pretty angry at the idiot for ruining the moment. Izzy apologizes, promising to deal with him, but Shen already has a different plan in mind. He's decided to nip this problem in the bud while acting like an absolute stud in front of the guy he's. That fresh hickey stands out. Leaving the room, Shen jokes they should put a sign on the door declaring no creeps allowed. When S catches a glimpse of the love bite, he is instantly crestfallen. Izzy angrily warns him to never look for her again because she already has a boyfriend. Holding back tears, he angrily mutters and asks when did they even start dating. Izzy tells him to mind his own business or else they will report him to the secretary. With his hopes crushed and his girls stolen at the Chad can only lie on the floor in pure depression. Meanwhile, Shane watches the defeated simp slink away in complete disgrace, hand in his pants. He will probably take his frustration out on himself later. Shane offers a smug internal apology, knowing that money really is power. Meanwhile, he is absolutely bubbling over like a volcano. wondering how much is enough and if he will ever take his hand off her back. If our guy were broke, this would be harassment, but since he is rich, it is pure flirting. He decides to walk away, leaving you completely melted. Later on, Shane realizes Yumi is perfect secretary material, but he is not quite ready to run a company all by himself. Sure, he is loaded thanks to God's credit card, but he still needs serious knowledge to level up his business skills. When Shane decides to enroll in college courses to catch up, his system detects this sudden plan to increase his business knowledge. It instantly hits him with a wild side quest. If he finishes it in 1 month, the best knowledge from the top business college gets fully downloaded directly into his brain. Shane can hardly believe he gets a free degree for studying a tiny bit in 1 month, and when it comes to learning, his professor is the ultimate choice since she holds 2 double majors in business. Shane hits up the professor, only to realize Miss Lin is asking if he is free for drinks tonight. Shane declines, promising they will go out tomorrow. Miss Lin looks at her phone while swirling a cup of wine. She realizes she will have to wait a very long night to get with him. An hour later, Fang arrives, all smiles and sunshine, asking him if she looks hot today. She is rocking new stockings. Shane smirks, telling her she looks lovely. The two immediately lock lips. He laughs, thinking Miss Lin needs to wait in line like everyone else. Later, after a passionate night together, her affinity score climbs high. It hits 93, but he knows how hard it is to level up now. Once they cross 90, it is a game. He gently kisses her cheek. She holds him tight. The next morning on campus, Fang arrives, only to hear massive gossip about a student investing 10 million into the campus entrepreneurship project. Everyone is completely losing their minds, wondering who this rich guy is. Fang whispers that it is probably Shen. She keeps it quiet while her friend just winks playfully, asking if she can join the fun, calling her lucky for bagging him. She even jokes about being his personal maid just to get a share. Fang smirks, telling her she can be a live-in maid. Her friend giggles, reminding Fang that Shen only wanted her because of her massive chest. She playfully shakes them, letting those assets breathe out in the open, making Fang blush. Meanwhile, another student tells Yu Ping about the online post about the guy investing 10 million. This other girl has her head in the clouds, wondering if his net worth is over 100 million. She wants to throw herself at him and live comfortably, and honestly, who would blame her?